Go.
Dun 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 dun
Welcome
dun 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 dun
to
dun 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 dun. I think I
Doctor
did that
Who.
exact thing uh last time. Yeah, welcome back to Doctor Who.
Well, I was going to say a Doctor Who video, but it escalated past that.
Yeah, I
But
do wonder how
yeah,
many Doctor Who videos, if there will be any more, are going to be tier lists. Because honestly, okay, so why does this exist? Reason number one, like logistically, is the fact that there's no miscellaneous Deep Rock Galactic video that would feel good to record or post on this day, which is entirely owed to our console inheritance, our console ethnicity, like straight up. But that is the case, and so we still don't have the. I'm trying to speak in terms that still relatively make sense to Doctor Who people. Due to our existence on gaming consoles and not gaming PCs, we are obscured from the fruit of the currently most recent large update for Deep Rock Galactic, which makes it feel rather insipid and horrible to discuss that at this moment, because we are also very close to actually getting our hands on it as well. So there's really no good feelings associated with recording a video of on that right now. So we're doing something that is both not really. I wouldn't say timely. Really, it would have been timely if it was one of the original ideas, which was actually to review season 1. You know, that was almost a possibility. But then it's like, that would be on the day. We'd have to watch it beforehand, and then it would be just, I think, way too fresh, way too emotional. Not that this isn't going to be emotional. Raw. Yeah. Not that this isn't going to be emotional. But I mean, what I was saying earlier about tier lists is I think we might end up doing that video anyway, and that would probably be done in the form of I'll probably still involve like a tier list of the episodes. Like as like the main way of reviewing the season, but that's neither here nor there. What this is a tier list, our bread and butter really, of Doctor Who characters from New Who 2005 to 2022. And what characters, you ask? You'll kind of have to wait and see. We got the main cast. We got all of the Doctors. No, I'm not.
Just a page.
No.
All right.
I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not showing you.
No, you haven't been.
No, I don't think it's wise to. Well, no. Well, there's going to be I wouldn't say a consistent methodology to how these were picked. So we have all the companions. We have all the Doctors, and on top of that, I guess you could also say all of the named cast, but I think those all technically come under companions. But I mean like named in opening credits. I think there's an obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
But there are many more characters than that. Some of these, okay, some of them do technically only appear once, I believe. Which was kind of antithetical to when we tried to come up with a methodology for choosing characters. But there is something I want to implement that I did tell you about yesterday, which is not that Tyler has the right to veto any given character, but he does have the right to question any given character, and state whether or not he thinks they should be included in this ranking. And if I happen to agree with him,
the Doctor is a bit of an unnecessary.
Yeah. I knew that when I brought this up, it was going to be immediately like, oh, we're going to start. It's going to be, the Ninth Doctor, and you're like, skip, and I would have killed you.
I thought this was in chronological order. Why is it the Ninth Doctor?
But yeah, basically, if Tyler says, "Oh, I don't agree with this," and I have similar reservations, then they will be dropped. But I still technically reserve the right.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, there is going to be that for me, I think.
If I see porridge in here, I will scream.
Shit.
Uh, yeah. So I think we should start to show how this is going to go down.
Well, we don't know exactly how this is going to go down, but yeah, we are going to. I think we do need to start.
This is how we're going to find out.
Yeah. Start with. Oh, I guess I should actually show the tier list. Start with the man of the hour. Oh, why is he up there?
Are you going
9.
to be able to fit everything? You're just going to shrink him.
No, it should be fine. Here he is, 9. Oh yeah, I guess we could mention that the W tier, but maybe not until it's needed.
No. Yeah, I think people that know will already know, and people that don't will enjoy the surprise.
I think some people might be able to guess.
Yeah,
some people.
But
here we have number 9, the Ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, Mr. Big Ears. Jesus Christ, look at that.
You could probably just like cut the rest of the image, just leave the ear in, and people would know who it is. Yeah, just crop it.
I mean, that's Christopher Eccleston right there.
Perfect. That's like 99% of Christopher Eccleston.
It's a good shot, by the way. I want to give the wiki credit. That's a pretty good get. But yeah, so Christopher Eccleston's Doctor, the shortest serving main Doctor, only 1 series, and that fact, him only having 1 series in total, is really emblematic of the greatest triumphs and downfalls of his Doctor. Not enough time, straight up, but he does a lot of good work within that amount of time, to be fair to Mr. Eccleston. Like, he really does. This is not going to be an S tier, though. I want to get that out of the way.
It's kind of like, because we're talking about the Doctor, right? Not Christopher Eccleston, how well he portrays the Doctor, right? That's not, like, it's not the question, is it?
I don't want to leave out performances as a factor. You can't.
Yeah, sure, but you like with Rose, we never would have known if anyone else played Rose other than like Billie Piper, right? But it's with the Doctor, there is comparison there. It's like his Doctor compared to the other ones, and I feel like that's a different question to how good is the Doctor.
Well, he's clearly good enough to start the show back up again.
I think Eccleston. I'm not a big fan of his era, if you want to call it that, his season. But I can't deny he is the framework that all the other Doctors kind of pick and choose from, right? And like work their way off of. He is the new Who Doctor. He has the wrath, right? The sadness, the joy, the whimsy.
You're right, but he's not the new Who Doctor. I mean...
No, but he is what the rest work from, I think.
Yeah. He packs a lot in as well, because there's a lot of extremes. Like you mentioned to me, when you really watched that season for the first time properly, you took note of how cheery he is. But he also borders on being the most dark at the same time.
Well, that's the thing.
He packs a lot in
going into it. I know that he's like broods and gets pissed and stuff like that. Like he's like probably the most of the time, right? Like Tennant did it occasionally, which we'll get to, but like he was like every other episode he was at least like would get seriously pissed.
Yeah.
Like he's also like every episode like the goofiest, happiest fella that you've ever really seen. Like at a given point in time.
That, but he also embodies the mystery and the enigma of the Doctor, I think, better than anyone. And I think that comes a lot to do with the narrative and the writing of like the first 2 episodes, though. Especially the first episode. How kind of scary the idea of the Doctor is. This man who's appeared throughout history before like every disaster and all that kind of thing. But he embodies that mystery.
Making out the Doctor to be like a villain of Doctor Who, right? Like if the Doctor found someone who was all throughout time and like, foreboded disaster, like as if, the Doctor is then the villain kind of thing. Like what's his deal? But then obviously, it reveals it's the Doctor. And he is a cool guy. And that he is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's not enough to give S tier, right?
No,
I
that's
don't
the
think.
problem. I think that's the main reason actually he isn't. I don't see. Well, this is the biggest compliment I can pay to who Eccleston. What the fuck was I about to say? Like, what? No, what did I? I want to know what I almost accidentally said because I don't know. I swear I was about to say Christopher Nolan. But it's the biggest compliment I can pay to Eccleston is that if he had got a full 3 seasons, probably would have been my favorite Doctor, like easily. And would have been an easy S tier because he's just extremely compelling. And I mean, I guess for you, probably made that first series was most of what made it watchable or enjoyable at least.
Yeah,
Because
I
he's just
think
very
he
watchable.
also, and I think this counts, right? His relationship with Rose is probably the best that the Rose gets, really.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
in
almost
hindsight,
it's almost like the inverse to me a little bit. Not that Tennant and Rose are like David Tennant and Billy Piper have very good chemistry, but which I need to establish that so you can actually bear with me when I say that it is kind of like the inverse of Clara and the Doctors, in that Clara is better with Capaldi.
yeah,
I do think Rose, and I think that has something to do with the fact that Rose is like the first New Who companion. Tennant is the first New Who Doctor, and you know, as like I would say, Tennant and Billy Piper do have pretty perfect chemistry, but so do Eccleston and Billy Piper. They are very good together,
yeah.
right from the start.
Well, because I think there's also, there's they were written together, right? Like Eccleston and Rose, like they were, this Doctor and Rose were written like for each other at the same time, but then they kind of had to write a new Doctor while still having Rose, and I think it just kind of tripped up a little bit. They added the whole romance thing, which I liked as a kid. In all fairness,
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with the Doctor falling in love and all that. But I think if that was around now or with Eccleston, that would have been weird. It wouldn't have worked. But I think they were getting off topic. I think Eccleston, yeah, he's an A.
Yeah,
right?
I think we
Like,
sorted that. I think that's pretty well established.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to change, and
He's
that
got
feels
basically
right.
everything you want from the Doctor, except the time span spent with him. Really, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it gets to the point where I don't know if it would even feel right to have him make any kind of reappearance. You know, he feels so contained, like such a launch pad. Like it almost feels like he can't be anything other than just the launch pad for New Who. Like if he were to appear again, it would kind of feel weird. And we'll get to that, by the way, when we get to, like, for example, John Hurt's Doctor. I'm probably gonna. I'll just say this now. I'm gonna make the point that I think that story, Day of the Doctor, is better with him than probably would have been with Eccleston. But I still have a deep affinity for this man, this big-eared man, and that weird video of that guy dressed as the Joker impersonating him, because he's fun to impersonate. But yeah, I that's not going to change either, that rating. So it is pertinent that we press on. Although I'm sure you can guess who's next. I'm sure
Yeah, who should have been first?
What?
Because it's Rose, right?
Well, yeah, it's Rose.
Because she is the first person that appears, isn't she?
Technically, she is. That is true.
Up.
She's the first character shown in New Who. She's the first companion. I mean, I don't even know where to start, really, though, to be honest. I mean, there's a fair amount to it, but also a fair amount not. Like, for example, I have never cared about any of the weird shit that they do with companions, like her absorbing the time vortex, for example. But at the same time, it's like, it's just a very weird element. But it's also not that big a part of a character, but it also is because of how all the bad wolf shit. I don't know. What I do know is that when it comes down to it, even if you're like a weird like person who doesn't like women, right? Rose is a pretty fantastic companion, really, just objectively speaking. I don't know how you can really get around it.
Considering, I think Rose, more than almost anyone, represent. Well, I guess now with really only like Ruby, but like Rose more than anyone really identified as like modern woman, like modern lady put in this situation, right? Like she's probably the best representation of a normal person getting pulled into this.
It's a weird. I don't know. I don't know if you agree. It's a weirdly perfect performance, in my opinion. Like I never actually doubt
She is a champ,
her.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and she
like-
plays that very well. I
like-
think Billie Piper is actually a very impressive performance for her age and at the time as well. It was quite early in the era of like the modern standard of acting, and she's like just very insanely believable in pretty much every scene. Like as extreme as it gets, immediately like the second episode, the end of the world. She doesn't behave in a way that it feels like strange at all. And I think in some ways, I think most companions have slipped a little bit. Except one actually. There's one other who I think is pretty much perfect in this sense.
Well, I think I don't know. During the Moffat era, what the fuck did I just say? Yeah,
I don't know. I like that
Moffat
though.
yeah, he had a bit of a problem with like, well, it actually ended near the end, but he had a bit of a problem where the companions are like chosen ones, right? Like I know that like technically Rose was, but she chose herself. It's a bit weird, but like, like Amy had the crack in her wall, so she was like above time, right, or some shit like that. And Clara kept like dying and coming back. Like Rose was just a girl, right? she was just there at the shopping market, like when the Autons, right, is the plastic fellas. That was just it. And she was just like, oh, screw it, I want more from life than working a job. And so she went off, which I think is another relatable thing that people are probably going through that age, right? People back then, the fantasy of it and all. So I don't know. I think she was not only the perfect, audience surrogate, which is the kind of goal of the companion, right? At least normally, but also a pretty good character in and of itself, right? Just like, I don't know. Companions are difficult, aren't they? Right.
They're kind of difficult. Well, I guess the difficulty of a companion is there's like this inherent hesitation to rank a companion higher than any given Doctor. But Rose might be one where we just have to bite the bullet because
Rose in Tennant, though, which we can talk about,
she doesn't
obviously,
get
right?
worse.
It's just Rose isn't high. I think she kind of does. I think the whole romance thing kind of waters the relationship down a little bit.
I think
like
it almost doesn't, because I think it's a bit worse with Martha.
oh yeah, no, we'll get to that. Yeah,
like I think I don't know if I don't think I entirely disagree, but I do disagree when it comes round to it in Journey's End. I think it makes perfect sense that when there exists this clone of the Doctor who is able to stay with her, that would automatically become a relationship. I think that does make perfect sense, even if it feels like an easy a cop out to have two 10th Doctors exist at the same time, and one of them just gets to go and live with Rose in a parallel world. But like what I mean by that is like even that works, even though you've been away from Rose for like roughly 2 seasons. Like Davies clearly understands how important she is to the series and to the Doctor with the way that she's handled in those last few episodes. The Stolen Earth and Journey's End, and Turn Left, to be fair as well.
Even Turn Left.
Yeah. And she fits right in those episodes anyway. Doesn't it? It feels like she's been gone in the sense that it's nice to have her back, but it also doesn't feel like she's been gone because she fits in so well, and she feels like a competent person who's like known the Doctor and knows how to handle things by that point, and that feels pretty good as well.
I assume the 50th special run doesn't count, right?
Not at all. Well, that's not
Rose.
That's not Rose. It's literally not Rose.
Yeah. which yeah. So I think I don't know. I don't think I'd put her in S.
Okay, I mean,
I think
who
they're
knows?
just at least as good as Epson though. Definitely A still.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see. I mean, maybe not. That might have to be how it stays. This is something that I mean, look. We know this video is probably not going to explode or anything, but I do want to know. So I do want to know what people think. If I were to say anything as early as possible, where people think Rose should be ranked is maybe the one thing I would like to know a consensus on, or have some other input, because part of me tells me that objectively speaking, she should probably be in S tier, but I personally don't have a problem with her being A either. She doesn't like. I like Rose, but she doesn't rank like particularly highly in terms of my favourites anyway. I just recognise her for how I think well written and performed she is, and how well utilised she is as the first companion. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna fight an A ranking. Personally speaking, which means
Then move on.
yeah, we can move on to oh. I thought it was gonna be Mickey next. It's actually Jackie. Actually,
Yeah, I thought it would be Jackie.
I just didn't remember the exact order that I had them in. So yeah, we have Jackie Tyler, Rose's mother.
I think she's S tier.
What the hell does that mean? What the hell?
I think she is perfect for what she is, right? Like,
So okay, this is actually an important thing that's sort of leaning into how we're actually going to be ranking the characters. Because it does, on face value, it does actually sound kind of insane, right? It's like, what? You're putting Jackie Tyler above, first of all, above Rose. That's probably the most insane thing, above Rose, but also above like the Ninth Doctor. But then, I was thinking the same thing. I think Jackie is pretty much perfectly utilized
because
and
I think
characterized.
it's like,
sorry, except the way that she treated Elton. I can't forgive that.
well, she is like, I think not even like going on like inherently about her character, like she's like a single mom and like all that stuff, but like she is like Rose's tie to reality, right? Like she is always like saying that what she's doing with the Doctor is silly and she shouldn't really be doing it, and she's got like a life to live and stuff like that, and like that angle, and also being the emotional tie to Earth, right? Like she's like, when Earth is in danger, it's Jackie who's in danger, right? That's kind of the point. That tends to be what occurs.
I genuinely think the only time that Jackie is arguably misused or not used properly is literally just in like Journey's End, where she doesn't really play a role. Even in like the context of the send off of Rose from the Doctor, like finally, doesn't even really play a role there. So you can kind of ignore her there. She's really only a character in the first 2 seasons. And I don't think they really misstep there. Even her like essentially, not reuniting, but reuniting with Rose's dad, or even if it's a parallel universe version.
Yeah,
I think that is actually also played quite well, and it's actually weirdly effective. So, do you want to reiterate your ranking?
Yeah, I think she's like, there's nothing wrong with her. She's pretty funny, right? Like the way she doesn't like the Doctor, but also both times she meets them likes the Doctor.
I mean, she tries to flirt with him the first time they meet. I really like the moment in I think it's Parting of the Ways. Is that what it's called? It's the episode after Bad Wolf. I think that's what it's called. Unless I'm getting Journey's End and Parting of the Ways mixed up, I don't think I am. I think it's Parting of the Ways is in season 1, where she's like, after Rose has been sent back to present day, and they're just in that chippy and talking, and she says that line, it's like, God knows I've hated that man, but right now I love him because like he like sent you back here, whatever. I thought that was a really nice moment of her respecting the Doctor. In the
Yeah,
sense
and
that-
ultimately
yeah.
that's why she was able to, move on. Like she, like right, because in the end she was what like saved them, and it was able to get her back. Like she went off and grabbed.
It really
like,
just comes down to
girl or
if you
something.
find her annoying or not. I I don't actually. I mean, you could easily find her annoying
Well,
if
I
she
think,
was if
she's
she was a more important character. But I think
she's a nagging mom, right? That's kind of just what they are,
Yeah.
right? Like she's looking out for a daughter, which I think you believe that she loves her, right? That's like another thing. It's a very convincing performance of a
yeah,
mother.
I think if you find her
Um,
annoying, you just don't really you don't have enough, not necessarily enough of an appreciation, but you're not really digesting the narrative choices properly. Like for World War Three, for example, with the Slovene, when the Doctor is contemplating whether or not to have like those missiles launched on them
Yeah.
to kill the Slovene, which could easily kill Rose, and she's basically very adamant that that shouldn't happen, which creates a lot of a conflict in the Doctor. And then like Mickey's just like, well, I could just do it, and she's like, oh, I could stop you. It's like, and it doesn't not make sense. It's not like, what the fuck are you doing, Jackie? It's like, no, that's her daughter. And she, I think, what the fuck? Okay, Jackie Tyler is the first S tier character. This is not. I'm actually. I like this. This is not how I thought this would go. This is not how I thought.
I mean,
Not
it's
at all.
like I don't know. I think it's just weird to say because like none of these characters are bad. Like that's the problem. Like they could all be S tip. That's I think just as valid. But I think
the
what they
supporting
are.
cast of like the first couple series is the first two is really good. Like Rose's surrounding characters are probably the best that Companion has had.
Yeah.
Like really, like Jackie and Mickey and well, actually that's it. But really, I guess
Well,
Pete
I mean,
Tyler
speaking
as well.
of,
Yeah. Speaking of Ricky, let's get him in here. There he is. Good old Noel Clark, our favourite actor.
I
We
mean,
don't endorse anything Noel Clark has done. I probably shouldn't even really mention. I mean, I guess you should be able to mention people's names, but yeah, okay. Mickey. This is Mickey. I don't know why he's topless. In this picture. Character
'Cause-
of Mickey. Well, Mickey is probably one of the more out of this bunch, one of the more shakily written, in that he was clearly written to be not redeemed, but to be more liked after the first series, I reckon, with the way that he in like the first parallel universe two-parter, with him choosing to stay behind and whatever, and all that stuff about him, being like basically the third wheel, and all that. I don't know if it's the most perfectly written sort of character in that sense, the third, and how he gets frustrated with being the third wheel. I think he's better in series 1, where he's not a third wheel. He's actually like basically just a person who's very skeptical of the Doctor. And I like how he almost gets like blamed for like Rose's murder as well. It's weird. I actually prefer Mickey in series 1 to series 2, which I reckon is probably not the consensus, given what he gets up to in series 2.
I could really just kind of give or take Mickey more often than not, right? Like, I don't think he has ever been. I don't think he is that interesting or needed, really, as a character. Like, because like he's like he's skeptical of the Doctor, but he's kind of like so's Jackie, right? Like I never really understood Mickey's goal. I guess it's just because he wanted. Maybe he wanted like someone else to come on the TARDIS with them, like occasionally, right? I'm more hesitant, like another companion. And Mickey filled that slot. I don't know. He's there. I wouldn't say he's going to be any higher than like B, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the highest I think he can go. Really, sorry, Mickey.
Yeah.
I mean, I I stand by what it said, but I do like, when he comes back, for example. I think it's quite a small moment, but it's a really cool moment in what's it? Is it Army of Ghosts? I don't know. The series 2 finale, the first part of it.
And the scientist is
And
him.
he's,
And it's
he just
revealed.
sort of, he just very nonchalantly, like, looks at the camera, but turns to so you see his face, and it's like, oh wow, Mickey, I like you. I like for like a split second more than I have before, and it gets downplayed by the Dalek roast session. Yeah, I think it's probably. I don't think he is any kind of weight on the enjoyability of the series. In fact, I think I only enjoy Mickey, which is why I don't think C is really fair. There's never really a moment where I'm like, oh, Mickey, not you. Like Mickey is quite a likable character. So I think C, which sort of errs on this side of getting towards being like a bad character, is not particularly fair on Mickey at all. I think B is the right place for him.
Yeah. And we'll leave that there, I think.
Yeah. Let's see if we have a bit of alliteration with the tiers here, because next up is Cassandra. So yeah, the first character in this list who is not on the same level as the others. And not well. See, here's the thing about the characters. It's not that most of them are this. Like, there are a lot of characters who are at the same level of importance as the 4 that we just did. But this is our first example of one who isn't in that category, and that's Cassandra. I think we should probably keep it as simple as possible. Do we like Cassandra?
No. Are we meant to like Cassandra?
Yeah, I guess in what sense do we not like Cassandra?
I mean, she's supposed to be a bitch, right? I think that much is obvious. I mean, she's the villain of, the first thing, essentially, right? Like,
well, she's the villain of 2 separate, like, New Earth episodes. I mean, the first one isn't set on New Earth, which is the end of the world. But then the next one, which is also Tennant's, that's the first episode of Series 2, which is a bad episode. And I think the body swapping stuff is not good, really. It's pretty grating.
Well, still not being in a body is her fault, right? It's Cassandra, and she's...
Yeah, I don't think that does her any favours. I think Cassandra would have been better off as a one-off. I mean, she literally explodes in the end of the world. I guess it's because her brain was still intact. It's the only reason she comes back. And she would have been better off, I think, just being in that. What?
Yeah.
So which is what I meant
really
by alliteration.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Probably not D. I mean, I can't think of a massively good reason.
She is fine in New Earth, but it is fine in the first one with Eccleston. But then it's like she is notably one of the worst parts of New Earth. Like probably might have been a better story without her.
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, she got a bit of backstory and redemption, right?
It actually wasn't.
Seeing her past self.
That part was actually kind of nice. The very end, actually, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I think that's why she's probably not D. I mean, we'll see, because I'm not actually sure who's going to be, D. Who's going to be like bad. So we'll kind of have to see about that. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to move her down yet, but she actually is like I'm not sold on that. I think she's either C or D. So we might have to come back to that.
Then we'll leave it C.
Yeah, I'm comfortable leaving it that way.
Then let's move on.
Okay. Actually, I think I know who might end up being in D. It's not this character though. This character is not coming up. There we go. Harriet Jones. What the fuck is that? Fuck off.
Design.
Harriet Jones, MP Flydale North.
It's
supposed to say.
Right. So wait,
Yes,
right.
we know
Harriet
who you are.
Jones. Yeah. What the 2-part World War one, right? With Savine.
Yep, and she's
Um.
also in the Christmas Invasion,
Yeah.
and the Stolen
And
Earth.
then
Briefly,
yeah.
the Daleks kill her.
Although actually she didn't die, by the way. I think that's confirmed.
What?
Um. Yeah, Davies did like a retcon where he had like showed like made like a really convoluted way that she actually survived.
And they say that Moffat
Yeah.
can't let anyone die.
Yeah,
Davies
I'm
felt the
pretty
need
sure
to
it is.
fucking resurrect Harriet Jones, MP Fly Down North.
Yeah. Yeah, we know you are.
Yeah.
But
Quite a small character.
anyway,
but
though.
what?
But I mean, ultimately, it's got the complete foundations of a pretty fucking good character, though, right? Like, really likable intro. Like, she's just like the only person that's really onto stuff. She's the only real person there doing good stuff, right? In like the whole politic area. And then all of a sudden, next you see her, the doctor's like, "Hey, yeah, go her," and then she turns out to not be so great, killing the things as they run away. And then next we see her, she gets redeemed by sacrificing herself, quotation marks, or like a little asterisk. But I don't know. I think for a side character who only appears like in 3 really episodes, right?
Yeah.
She is pretty fucking solid.
She's very solid. I mean, yeah. I
and
mean, she's
enjoyable.
an interesting presence. She's like I mean, not that this comes up too much, but I think not as necessarily a foil for the Doctor, but she is she's well utilized to have one of those important moments that the Doctor has of when those moments that the Doctor has of judging or being angered by humanity, a la
Yeah.
Dot and Bubble, the ending of Dot and Bubble. It's like that kind of thing. If you want a recent comparison, where humanity does something or implies something that just really fucking riles the Doctor up, and that is Harry Jones does one of those, and she is also fairly compelling in that 2-parter as well. But I don't know. Yeah, well written, well utilized, but probably not quite likable enough to be, in the highly rated zone, I would say.
No,
If you agree.
I was thinking A.
Well, maybe.
Because I don't know. It's like I think she's inherently likable, right? You feel betrayed when she does it, the same as the Doctor does.
Okay,
Right.
I don't quite find her inherently likable. That's the truth.
No,
She's not unlikable.
well, she's like a go-getter, right? She's like, "Oh yes, I'm Harriet Jones," and like introducing herself to everyone and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden she genocides. It's like, huh? What? Why'd you do that? And then obviously she gets kicked out.
Well, yeah, but
I don't know. I mean, sure, we can leave her in
it's a
B,
tad
but-
jarring, really, isn't it? Though, given that's her next appearance as well, it's actually quite quick. I think she's a character who would have benefited from having a bit more of her, actually.
Yeah.
And I think if there was, that could have probably put her in A fairly solidly. But I think, just on the scale of like how much you can actually appreciate a character, I can't like see her as like that's what I meant. I don't see her as something like someone who I can like give high praise to. Just sort of relatively decent praise, I suppose. That kind of betrays the concept of praise. But yeah, that's one where I'm more comfortable. Not going too far with.
Right.
I just think it's a bit of a stretch. As what I'm saying, it's not a stretch to keep have her in B. It's less of a stretch for that than putting her in A. Not that that's like ridiculous either, but one is a bit more reasonable, I think.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Right. I wish I remembered her name.
All right. I was wondering if you had it. The throat was blurry. Is this the Savine?
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah, I did think she would have warranted a addition. The problem is I don't remember Boomtown enough, like the ending really. But like obviously she's basically nothing in the first two parts.
Yeah, that's
she's
the
in,
thing.
right? She's just another Savine.
Yeah, Boomtown is the main reason she's here, really.
Yeah, mainly because that's in her second appearance, but also because that's when she becomes a character. And I don't remember how it ends, right? Like,
no, I mean, there's something with some Savine eggs. I know, but I don't know where they come from.
right. She gets turned into an egg because she looks into the TARDIS. And then he said
is
that,
that actually okay? Sure.
Yeah. I remember now. He tricks her to look into the time vortex, turns her back into an egg, and he basically said that we'll give her to like a different Savine family, and she'll grow up to be better, or like have a better life than in the crime Savine family. Well, because Savine is the crime family,
Yeah.
She wouldn't be a Savine, and that was how that ended. Because ultimately, I mean, she is why Boomtown is pretty fucking good, right? Like, he basically is like constantly trying to kill him, and also mentally like fuck him over, while also revealing that she is like redeemable.
I mean, I
right?
think that's. I think the picture is from the
starts feeling
scene when they're in
guilt
the
and stuff like that.
restaurant, which I actually really like that scene.
Yeah.
Where they're like having dinner together.
Yeah, she like tried poisoning like 3 different ways. I think she shot a finger at him, which he grabbed. I think she spat poison, like stuff like that. But in like the meantime, she was like backstorying the fuck up and like making the Doctor feel sorry for her.
Yeah, I think not what wouldn't be a terrible way to do this is to sort of really compare her to Cassandra. Actually, quite similar position. Sort of very limited number of appearances, but still technically a recurring villain. With a similar I think overall arc, and I think she wins out against Cassandra.
No, I mean, because Cassandra was like probably she was a fine villain and then became like a downer on a different episode. She was just another Savine, part of a group, and then became like. It's hard to even see the main antagonist of an episode. Like she was, but like, I don't know. It like. It just became really. She was really well written in her last appearance.
B for Boomtown.
You got to kind of even it out. Yeah, I think that's fair. Because you've also got to keep in mind previous episodes.
B for Boomtown. D for Adam. I don't know. Is that right? Got Adam. This fucking Jack and
I can't say anything about Adam. I've never watched the second episode he's in, so this is on you, Harry.
The second episode he's in. Oh yeah, the second one. That's the bad one.
Yeah, the one with Peg.
Adam is used to make a point about what happens when you break the rules of traveling with the Doctor. Also, not really. He kind of breaks the rules, and then the Doctor just takes him home and just leaves him, and there's no real consequences. It's not surprising. Yeah, it's not surprising or particularly useful. It doesn't do much for the Doctor's character or even Rose either. Overall, Adam is introduced in a very good episode, but he's not a particularly special part of it. And then he is dealt with and sort of written out in a pretty just uninspiring episode. Of which he is not a particularly interesting presence. In fact, he takes up a lot of an annoying amount of screen time on his own. I have no love for Adam. I want to use the D tier at least once. In you go.
So the D came into play there.
Speaking of the D coming into play.
Oh, I was about to say, what do you mean? It's Jack, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You missed me, didn't you?
I'm not going to be able to argue with you against this, so I'm just going to sit back.
No, it's not an S. It's not an S tier character. Certainly not in Doctor Who.
Wow.
And I think factoring Torchwood is a bit unfair.
I guess.
No, I
sure,
think the reason why it is because
add Torchwood characters.
The reason why it is because aside from certain other things, Jack becomes progressively less well utilized and more sparingly used. I think sort of after his main set of appearances, he does become a bit of just being used to as someone who can explain things to people who isn't the Doctor.
I mean, that's him in Chibnall, right? I don't even remember what he does. He just appeared and then left again. Like, I
Yeah.
have no memory of what
I
he
suppose
did.
in his other appearances, like in the series 3 and 4 finales, they do some pretty decent stuff with the immortality. And he's just a pretty exceptionally fun presence. Fun, charismatic, compelling, handsome fella. And I think there is no better place for him than right there with his compatriots.
The
also,
Jackie Tyler thing is really getting funnier.
it is getting funnier, but I think that because I think I think Jackie in the context of Doctor Who is a bit more concisely utilized than Jack.
Yeah.
Not that Jack isn't great, and actually I really like Jack's like arc. Genuinely, he's quite good in the first two-parter, and sort of his arc of going from a coward to hero. Like his last line to the Doctor in Parting of the Ways is, "I wish I never met you, Doctor. I was much better off as a coward." And I think that's good stuff. Love Jack. For me personally, I mean, I want to go up here. You know, that's what I want really. That's what I want really. It's either that or A. I mean, S is kind of wrong. I mean, I guess that makes what the fuck W is really confusing for some people, that he can't be in S but could be in A or W. But I think W, there needs to be more of an agreement as well. You'll see. Basically, you'll see.
Yeah. Which I think moving on.
Yeah, I mean, not that this.
Sure
Oh,
we
they
have left,
accidentally just
really, at this
deleted him.
point.
Well, no, we
that's not
are
funny.
just about to escape.
Oh wow.
Series 1. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a character who has a very minimal appearance in Series 1. It's Pete Tyler. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Isn't there someone like a villain that should be? We'll talk about Pete Tyler first.
What? No. Actually, I want to. No. What are you talking about? If you think we're missing something.
Dalek one. Oh no, it wasn't Davros. It was the huge fucking motherfucker.
The huge motherfucker,
no,
the Dalek Emperor, who is only in he's only in that episode.
Only in that, yeah. I thought it was Davros because like he's like the only other guy who's like in charge, but no, there was just like a huge dude. But okay, no, we're fine. Yeah, Pete, yeah.
Well, Pete Tyler's weird. Let's be honest, because you know, in Series 1, it's just Father's Day. It's a one-off thing.
Which was very good.
It is. It's a very good episode. But then obviously in Series 2, it's all a parallel universe version. But they feel pretty cohesive to me.
Yeah.
They don't feel that different. Unlike Jackie and
at the
her
end,
counterpart.
I don't know. He's just like a cool guy, right? Like he kind of does what's right, even when he really doesn't look like he would. like often, right? Like considering he's a bit of a slime ball, right? That's kind of his character. Like generally, he just kind of like made a bunch of stupid, silly things and never really went off. And then in the alternate universe, something did, but he was still a slime ball who was working with the main villain. But like he ultimately always kind of does the right thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't have a single problem with Pete Tyler. Is actually, I think he's really good in the parallel universe stuff because he doesn't quite. You know, like Jackie, it's not her like parallel universe self is very short lived, to be fair, but she's really awful. I don't know if you remember the way that she talks to Rose, for example, which is really like heart wrenching. Actually, it's like really sad. Like to have that happen.
Like, jealous of her youth and stuff. Like she was a bitch.
But Pete Tyler is surprisingly down to earth, even in that scenario, and he works quite well. And obviously, you know, the pseudo reunion works very well on both sides. You feel a little bit for Pete Tyler as well.
I think they had both earned each other, right? Like putting through. I think he's really solid.
I think A makes perfect sense. I think if we were to count both appearances, I think Father's Day he's nothing wrong there. very well utilized sort of
No, I think it's fucking perfect.
central point of the
I
episode.
think
And then none
Yeah.
of that is that's what I mean. There's the cohesion there, even with the parallel universe self, in that like it works, and he's a very respectable, you know, in what's the word? I've forgotten the main
Even when
word.
he's-
Investable. I guess investable is that word. You do get
Yeah, and
invested
it's
in
like-
him even later on. Just works.
And even when he's like not a father, he's always like a great dad, right? Like he had Rose in Father's Day, but he didn't know she was Rose, and was still kind of like protective over her. And then in the alternate universe, he never had the child, but still was. I don't know. He's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
at least.
Okay, we can finally move on to the next series. I don't think this is going to make the S tier less funny, to be honest. To have these two next to each other, because you know,
Or those.
there he is. It's Tennant. I mean, there's no. Well, obviously we can talk about it, but there's no point beating around the bush. He is, we said it before. He's the Doctor. Not even our favorite, but he is the Doctor. This is inarguable. I mean, this is arguably W tier. Oh, well, no, it's not, because W tier is something different. Sorry, this is inarguably S tier. And it is doesn't even matter if he's not our favorite. I still love him. He's great. David Tennant is perfect as the Doctor, and he's actually not only is he perfectly performed from the first moment to the very last, he's also like perfectly written. Like he's probably the most consistently written Doctor as well. Let's be honest. Like Moffat, I guess like Eccleston could have been. To be fair, we don't really know. But Moffat's Doctors both of Moffat's Doctors aren't as consistent across all of their series. Like Tennant, not that he doesn't change,
worse or better.
Not that he doesn't change, but he does change over time. But he doesn't like. There's no jarring change. There's no like between seasons. It all makes sense, and like it really builds to a really amazing point. Especially him getting more and more unstable in a way that makes sense after Journey's End.
God complex.
Yeah,
getting worse. But ultimately still being the Doctor. Like, I mean, it is difficult to say anything because it's like if you're watching this, you already know and agree with basically anything anyone could say about Tennant.
Yeah, and I mean, like, look, series 2 is only a notch on his belt. Like that being not a particularly great series, and like his first episode being the Christmas Invasion, where he was barely in it, but he was still, great, and he really makes that series. He really lifts it up.
There's a reason why, even though the Tennant's era does have some serious stinkers, people don't really think or care about it because it's Tennant, right? It's like, wow, this episode fucking blew, but thank God, I got to watch Tennant for another, 40 minutes plus.
And it's not even like even when he's not the Doctor, like he's like, in like the Family of Blood stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just great when he's like he's John Smith, and he's like basically having a dilemma about like, why would you want me to go back to being the Doctor? Or whatever, and it's like
the person who's willing to like kill John Smith, essentially, right, or like stuff like that. Like, yeah, no, he's Tennant, right?
Yeah, I mean the only problem is the only problem
with
with the 10th Doctor as a character is probably what's the last of the Time Lords when he goes Super Saiyan, because everyone says his name because I'm not sure about that stuff. I'm not sure.
And the whole Martha not picking up on what she was putting down thing. But there's also an argument that he was picking up and he just didn't.
Yeah, because he does by the end. And I think he kind of knows. Kind of. But, look. That's not going to... It's not going to change. That is where the 10th Doctor resides. And will continue to reside until the end of time. Because even if you think, even if you think 14 isn't as good, well, that's 14, isn't it? That's not the 10th Doctor. That's the 14th Doctor.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Which does the 14th? Is he Disney Who or New Who?
Well, Whittaker did regenerate into him in her final episode.
Yeah, so he's there. So I guess you got to add him, Harry. That's
no.
But only within that clip.
Yeah.
With him at the end going, what?
That's the entire... That's what W stands for in this case.
Yeah.
No. No.
All right.
Okay, so this is a weird one. That you are obviously. Well, I'm not going to encourage you to exercise your right, but you can if you want. Maybe you won't though, because it's the face of Bo.
Why would I?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
It's a boat.
It's the face of Bo. I mean, you know.
And
this
realistically,
kind of-
shouldn't we have done him earlier?
Yeah. There are a couple
so-
weird things here. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Boom. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Okay.
Oh,
Conspiracy.
oh.
confirmed?
What do you mean conspiracy?
It's not confirmed. I don't think they've still never. It's never been confirmed. I don't think. In fact, I think Davies said it the opposite. That
Oh.
it wasn't the case.
Oh,
But a fan was like, no, it clearly is, and you're just changing your mind because everyone knows about it. But no, it's.
I
Face
mean,
of Bo-
I don't like the idea that wouldn't be the case because I think it bolsters them both. The fact that the face of Bo like warns the Doctor and that kind of thing, like that makes sense with Jack.
Yeah, he's
he would
not
want
like
to do
an
that.
omniscient, sentient future sight being. He was just there when he was younger.
Yeah,
uh,
but the face of Bo is a lovely fella. And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the long and short of it. Obviously, he does have some pretty important, like he does play a pretty important role in the long run.
I like how
But
he kind of just baits and switches his death, right? Like he's like the Face of Bo was like dying in the hospital one, and then like he was like, yeah, no, I'm not, and just teleports away. He just kind of
yeah,
moves
it's
on.
like, even after
Um,
only a couple of appearances, like him actually dying in Gridlock is like really touching. Like they really very effectively get across the thing of him being like, the last of his kind, basically, or whatever he is.
The Doctor really felt like personally affected by his death, right? Which I think the audience could feel, even if you hadn't seen the Face of Bo that much. It's like, another last of his kind dying in front of the
Yeah,
Doctor.
it's like
kinda
the
just
thing,
can't handle it.
limited appearances, but compelling in every scene. Just a delight to see. A veritable W of a character, you might say.
I think I agree. Yeah.
Because this actually, I think it makes sense. This is this is part of the idea of what the W tier is. It's characters who, I mean, not that the Face of Boat isn't perfect. Honestly, if he wasn't going to be in W tier, I might have argued for S anyway, because there's nothing wrong with him, and he's only just a positive in every appearance. But
Yeah, I think it's
the
just
W tier is
like,
characters who we
almost
have
irrationally loved.
well, we have an appreciation of that goes sort of beyond the
Yeah.
quality of the character. Like there will be some W's who would not be in S. But I think this makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this is not. It's not a bad. I don't feel that this is inappropriate. It's not.
I
This
think,
isn't.
I think it's the kind of thing everyone gets. Everyone loves the Face of Bo, right? No one's
Yeah.
gonna fight this,
No.
right? like he's the cool guy.
Exactly, it's the kind of thing where you could
Cool
easily
face,
not
cool
like
car.
Jackie. There are some people, certain people who are more dogmatic might not like Tennant because he's not their favourite, for example. That's why they might fight S tier. But who the hell dislikes the Face of Bo is kind of part of the idea,
Yeah.
No one, and certainly not us. I guess that's why the W could also be taken as being a win. He just wins. He wins you over.
Yeah.
So
And then dies, which is always a good sign.
yeah, he wins you over and then dies. Speaking, actually, no,
Always
that
makes
was
them
that was
more
almost
impactful.
insensitive. Actually, I was almost said something really
Oh.
insensitive because it's Sarah Jane, which is
that
does it-
affected me when I was a child
really.
because I
Oh,
watched
yeah, you wa-
Sarah
yeah.
Jane Adventures when she passed.
I mean, yeah, obviously, rest in peace, Elizabeth Slade, and all that was quite a few years ago now, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, when I was a child.
But this airs on the side of awkwardness in the fact that, old Who character, distinctly old Who character, so much of her screen time is either from old Who or from the Sarah Jane Adventures. She's in 3 episodes of New Who. She's in, I don't even remember what the first one's called. The one in the school.
Back to School or something like that, right?
Yeah. And then of course she's in The Stolen Earth and Journey's End. But still a very likable presence, and it just speaks to Tennant as well and his chemistry with everyone that that relationship comes through. in that one episode.
Yeah.
It's like you feel like they remember each other as like old friends, and it works very well. And it's sort of equally effective, I think, later on as well. I don't think there's a problem with Sarah Jane, not even slightly.
No.
I've no strong feelings though. No strong feelings, to be honest.
Well, obviously I do due to the show, but it's probably only the same thing with you and Jack, right? Like you watch Torchwood, so you get to know him a lot better.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I mean,
Sarah Jane is less in the show, so you can't. There's a difference there, right? There's no arc really. I mean, I'm wondering if does that mean there's going to be a certain K9 coming up, or there fucking better be.
okay, good, good. Thank God.
Okay.
So what I was saying is that I guess I kind of see her, and this is, you could easily take this as an insult. I see her kind of on a similar
She's more
level
of an
as far as
homage
New Who goes.
to
I see her on a similar
character.
level as Harriet Jones.
I guess.
In the context of New Who exclusively. But obviously there is more than that. So my personal rating is that where she is currently.
Yeah, I think that's fine. But obviously, in Sarah Jane Adventures, she's pretty fucking good. Not that I watched it in ages, but I remember enjoying it. So, yeah, moving on to
Hello, Doctor!
K9. K9.
Hello.
K9.
I don't know, actually.
W.
Okay.
Put a bit W.
I mean,
K9.
I'm sure there's some people who find him annoying. They're stupid.
Impossible.
I mean, you can't
It's
you
the most
can't get
British
better
little
than
dog you've ever heard
you can't get better than we are in a car.
of.
I think he's only in. I don't think he's in Journey's End. I think he's just in that one, and also Stolen Earth, like briefly, and then he explodes. Is that right? Did he explode?
Don't know. I remember he wasn't in Sarah
basically
Jane
my
Adventures
reaction
for
to
a while.
K9 is the same as the 10th Doctor's. Every time 10th Doctor sees him, he's just like K9. It's just that. Just,
Yeah.
yes, K9. Let's go. And that's what it
Love
comes down
K9.
to. They tried to do a fucking K9 spin-off show.
Oh god.
Ages ago. This was before the Sarah Jane Adventures. But it was still with Sarah Jane. But yeah, it's K9.
Yeah, enough said.
It actually is enough said.
Carry
It
on.
actually is enough said.
Yeah.
Like it really is.
Fuck else can you say? It's a talking metal dog, mate.
Yeah, I mean, let's bring it down a notch, okay? It's Jake. Do you remember Jake? Do you remember Jake
Who the fuck is Jake?
from the parallel world?
Oh. Right.
Not unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but he does have enough appearances to justify this.
He's a character. He exists. He says lines. Feels dishonest leaving him in B.
Yeah,
but,
see for character.
Yeah.
He is a character, but it doesn't go beyond that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jake, and that's fine because it's about to get a bit more dynamic because we're on to series 3 now.
Whoa.
Boom, Martha. Well, actually, it's kind of not. It's really. This depends a bit on how decided we are on Rose's placement, because the problem with Martha is that she can't really be. She kind of has to be below Rose. I don't know if you agree, but also, okay, that might not be 100% true. I mean, I know I like Martha more than you. That's the thing.
Yeah, Martha has just the main problem of her having a crush on the Doctor, right? That is like the only negative to Martha's thing. Is that I think she'd be a lot better if she was just not like pining for the Doctor the whole time.
Well, that's why Martha's actually a bit better afterwards. She has some appearances in series 4, actually quite a few.
Yeah, well, she's a clone the whole fucking time.
Oh, and there's also that. Okay, more so the finale, and she's also in Torchwood a little bit.
Plus, and this is something you got to respect a companion when they walk out on their own accord, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that is something, right? Martha was like, "Yeah, I think I'm done here," and she just left, which I think is fair. I don't know, Martha. That's the thing. Is she feels like the most independent, like like self, like she knows who she is more than like Rose did, right? Like Rose was like a young girl that was getting like swept off her feet. Martha really felt like she was just always on her feet, other than the Doctor Love thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
Martha
once she
does have
realised it
that.
wasn't going anywhere.
Martha is actually a good example of the main companion, but they actually have a skill set, because she is a she's an actual doctor, or she's a nurse, and that does actually come into play a couple of times. So I actually give her respect for that. So really, this and no shit, by the way, but this obviously does come down to the ranking, and whether or not any of this makes sense.
I think it's like she is generally better than like Rose, but then because of the whole love thing, I think it brings it back down. I think she's an A, right? I think like
now Pete Tyler's starting to look a little bit weird now. Also not. I don't disagree.
Well, yeah, it's just like some characters are there for so long, and it's like, how would they not be like more and better than the other people? With like
shrink them like this.
Oh, you can. Oh my.
Well, this doesn't quite work, does it? Because they're like still spaced out.
Yeah, they just move them. But no, I think Martha is solid. She just has that one kind of not great thing, which is essentially like the thing they really went against with the next companion. But we'll get into that. Like I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah. Yes.
But
all right, let's get into what Martha brings her family. What the fuck? It's Timothy Dalton! Get out of here, Timothy! What the fuck? Sorry. Francine Jones. This is Martha's mother. By far the most developed of the bunch, really. Oh.
It's really the only one that exists. Like it's like her sister then is like maybe next, right? And the thing is I think this is an example of the mother that doesn't like the Doctor done bad.
Yeah.
She Jackie just didn't like the Doctor because he was like taking Rose away and putting her in danger and stuff like that. She just fucking hates the Doctor.
Well, she also has outside influence though, like fucking
she got like radicalized
Saxon
by
Corporation.
Oh no, yeah.
If that's what you even call them. Like basically just feeding her information about the Doctor and trying to get her to spill information about the Doctor the entire time. Yeah. I don't know. Not hugely compelling. Even in like the final moments of the Last of the Time Lords, where she like wants to shoot the Master but doesn't, and then it's not much going on there that I care for. And she's just a bit abrasive as well. I'm not the biggest fan.
Yeah, it was kind of a downgrade, like family wise. Martha's era, right? Like they're also I think around less than Jackie and Mickey and all that, right? As in like definitely they're barely there. The other being the most. And yeah, she wasn't great.
No. You could say very similar things about her sister.
Yeah, I would say exactly the same kind of, except I don't have any real opinion on her. She just exists. Actually, wasn't she working for the association?
Was she?
The Lazarus
she was working for.
She was working for Lazarus.
That fucking guy.
And Lazarus was
she was
trying
working
to get with
for
him.
Mark Gatiss. Yeah.
Yeah. Like most people in the Doctor Who universe.
Whoa! Hey! the mastermind that is Mark Gatiss,
Mm.
the evil mastermind.
Use every other
All
person.
right. Maybe you might want to. I don't know about this one. It's Martha's dad. It's Martha.
I didn't even know
Only
he did
because.
enough
Well,
episodes.
okay. So well, he doesn't. I think he's no, because he's only in the Sound of Drums and the Last of the Time Lords. The thing is, there is Martha's brother as well, but I think he's literally only in one episode, and that's the Sound of Drums. And Martha basically calls him to tell him to like just like get out of the country, and he does, and that's it.
Mm.
But her dad is at like the house, like not when they go there, but like, before they go there, and like the Saxon people are there, and like he just like basically tells them to run, and then he gets like arrested. And I thought that was nice of him. Clive, I think his name's Clive Jones. But I think the problem with him is that I like him,
can I
but
use
he's
the
not
get
enough of a
rid of
character.
token?
Yeah, he's not enough of a character to take up space here. He's not...
Yeah.
You could honestly say the same about Jake. But Clive, I'm sorry, you had a good moment, but that's kind of what it came down to. Okay, that's fine. This one, I mean, you could technically do that for this guy as well, but I think it'd be a bit harder because it's Dalek Sec.
Oh,
The human Dalek.
I think is he in anything other than his two-parter? Or
No, he's not.
is it as he? Right. So, I guess we didn't actually agree with the original thing. I do like the Dalek two-parter, which I'm pretty sure it's one of the Marmite episode things, right?
Marmite.
I think that's what they call them. Yeah, people, you either love it or hate it, right?
Oh, I see.
And I think I'm pretty confident I love it. Like it's probably one of my favorite Dalek stories.
Yeah, it's got Andrew Garfield in it. It's got...
Yeah, it does. And the pig guy, and this guy,
Laszlo,
who
Laszlo.
don't fuck it, cut it out.
Yeah, Dalek Sec.
But I don't know. I think his story is inherently really cool, right? Like, it's like the Daleks are like, shit, fuck. We need to like evolve more. And so they use like I don't remember what they did exactly, but they use like humans, right? Like human DNA, like human
Yes.
kind of build off a human. And then it had the indirect effect of like, I guess watering down the Dalek. And then like he started to become more human. And that was cool.
It's a really
and then
like a
ultimately,
really
I think the
good
Daleks killed him, right?
practical effect, by the way. Like
Yeah,
really good. It's up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a cool story, and he's like the crux of it, essentially, right? It's difficult to say much because obviously, yeah, it's only a two-parter, and he technically really only exists in like the second part, right? Like he gets like formed at the end of the first part, I think. It's roughly accurate. But he's still like a really cool idea, right? But I don't. I think B is probably fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. It's I don't. I thought it was right to put him in there, but and I agree with myself, but you know,
Yeah.
not much to say. Not much to say. I don't know if there'd be more to say about this guy, but you know, he should still be here. Starlet Khan.
Crazy ass motherfucker.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts, and I love him.
So wasn't he the Dalek in Dalek?
No, that's the thing
no?
about Dalek Khan. I thought he was for a while, but he's not. He's in Daleks in Manhattan, but it's not really clear. It's kind of weird.
He doesn't? If something happens to him where he gets sent into the space rift time bullshit, right?
Or they send him. Yeah. So I mean, Dalek Khan is really only Dalek Khan in the finale. in the Stolen Earth and Journey's End.
Yeah.
But he is very entertaining.
Yeah, it's just this little squid thing that goes like, eh!
The Dark
Just starts
Lord is
screaming.
coming.
Yeah.
Hi,
And then
Dalek
ultimately,
Khan.
it turns out that like he like planning the Dalek downfall like the whole time because he saw how they're like a blight on the universe.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. He's a pretty cool guy. He's I mean he's almost a W, I would say. I think I enjoy him the way I enjoy the W's. Where he's just kind of a silly guy, or like weirdly like likable within the time frame.
Mm.
I can't really say much for character wise. I mean, a Dalek that like goes mad and hates all other Daleks is pretty cool. But and the fact that ultimately that like giant finale was all part of his plan is pretty cool. But I don't know. It's the problem with things that are contained entirely within one two-parter. Essentially, I know he technically isn't, but like,
How does this work? Okay, so here's what I can do to help us make things more compact. Oh, probably go smaller than that. There you go. That work? Can you still see them?
just about.
I guess I could just tell you who they are.
Mm.
And that means I can do the same for the slide that I have that has all of them on it. Because I didn't know that I could decrease the size like that all at once. So I'll do that. This is sort of just insurance, I suppose, which means I go off the rails. Although I will get really scared if it's somehow not enough. I mean, I'm starting to struggle to see where are we? Dalek Khan. Okay. Let's kick it up a bit. John Sim Master.
Oh god. Uh-oh.
Why uh-oh?
Uh-oh. I think he sucks. Uh-oh.
Tyler thinks he sucks. That is uh-oh.
I mean, like, this two-parter in the Martha one sucked, right? I think
Well,
most people...
technically 3. He does appear in
sure.
Utopia.
The end of Utopia, but like yeah, that whole Jesus thing that was on him, and it kind of sucked. I mean, he's enjoyable, sure, right? Like I think that much.
Well, here's
like,
the thing about
he
him.
plays the
I feel kind of
silly-ass
bad.
music.
I like John Sim. I think I like him, but he is
Yeah, and I
honestly
remember
to
liking
me.
John Sim Doctor.
He's
but-
actually the least likable master for me.
Master.
Actually,
I think he is probably. I'm about to say the worst master, but really the worst master is Missy because she's barely the master.
yeah. I mean, we'll get get to
like,
that. I mean, that's going to be a weird thing to have said.
Yeah, but it's like I kind of watched the video on it. It's like John Sim's master is really playing up the whole. He's basically just the evil version of the Doctor, right? That's whole his thing. More than like the master inherently is, but I think he. His first introduction thing, his introduction in Utopia was straight fire, right? But then, like as that arc goes on, he gets worse, and like that the story he's a part of is quite bad. And then he comes back for the final bit, right? Where he is a weird, like not greasy, like he just was like burgers, grease, chips, and it's like a skeleton guy.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
I will say I still fucking loved as a child, and to be honest, I found funny.
I found it
like,
quite.
singing,
I found
it
like, enamoring.
it's like I don't know at what point the John Sim Master is like good. In like in a good story, like I don't think at any point in time he is in like a point where it's like, oh yeah, this is a good moment in like storytelling.
The Capaldi finale. That's good.
Kind of where I was heading. Is him and the Capaldi thing with Missy is probably his best like showcase. Really.
Yeah,
like,
it feels kind of weird, but John Sim Master is not. He's below A. Which I think I didn't expect, because I do really like him, but I think we have to face that he's
He's really enjoyable, but he's kind of fucking terrible at the same time.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's kind of a
his
shame because
plans are
I think it's
really
probably they probably just
stupid.
couldn't get him because obviously you got Derek Jacobi, who is quite a respected like established British actor as the professor in Utopia, and I think he would have been a great master if he actually got to be the master and didn't regenerate immediately into John Sim. But there's John. Yeah, I guess. So this is going to be this is a bit of a weird crossroad of maybe not thinking that he's great, but still liking him. And there's not really many places for that in a tier list. That's kind of why you kind of have to accept that the B tier sort of serves like this weird double role, I guess, of people who are of items in any given tier list that are kind of just good enough. Is sort of what B tier is, but also ones that maybe have a bit of a weird disparity between quality and appreciation as well. Obviously, the W tier is a bit of that, but those are also their quality is not really in question either. But John Sim's Master is. So I don't think we can really land on a better option than B, to be honest.
Yeah, I think B is probably as good as he's gonna get.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, B.
Speaking of who didn't have it very good, is his wife.
She count?
Of course she counts. She was in those 2 episodes, and she was in The End of Time Part 1
Oh,
because she resurrected him or something, and they found her in like an asylum. She'd gone mad, and she also shot him in Last of the Time Lords.
all right. All right, moving on.
Yeah, okay, so now we're going to get into a couple, yeah, really, actually just a couple of weird characters. Sally Sparrow, because she is a main character of an episode. We kind of need to do that.
Which one's Sally?
Blink.
Right. I mean, I don't think. I mean, she's kind of just another audience surrogate, really, right? Kind of. Like, she's like just a normal person who gets put in a Doctor Who situation. I don't know. I mean, it's like when people talk about Blink being good, it's not inherently because she is an amazing character
That's the
with
thing.
like depth or anything. Like
I kind of
just
thought that
because...
not necessarily depth, but I thought people did
they like her.
like her. Yeah.
But like, it doesn't take much to like people, especially with Davis writing them. Like if Davis wants you to like someone, you will. But like, I don't know. I think she's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I
I mean,
you'd have
it's
to come
kind
off,
of
like, fresh out of
I don't know
Blink to
why.
the nuances of her
Yeah,
character
I
or
mean, I don't know
something,
why,
but...
but I thought we would get more out of her from you. I mean, I wasn't particularly interested in ranking
no,
Sally
she's-
Sparrow. I am more interested in ranking Elton Pope from Love and Monsters.
And now here's the problem. Now here's the situation at hand here, right? And this is a very bad situation. But I like Elton a lot more than Sally Sparrow.
So do I. Elton is
I-
a joy to watch.
He
Ah.
no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But like, I mean, he had like this really nice like club of people that like experienced the Doctor, and it was really like a sweet group. And then he just kind of slowly experienced them just kind of die off one by one. It was like, holy fuck, dude! Like that sucks.
I like how unsure he is of himself though when he stands up to, not to the Absorbaloff, but to I keep forgetting his name. It's like Victor something. When he's like, we're leaving, and you and me, we're gonna go get a curry, or Chinese.
Yeah.
It's like, Mr. Skinner, do you want to come with us? Not for the Chinese, if that's all right. And I really like him. I love Elton. He's so wholesome.
He's just like, he's a nice dude, but yeah, he was like putting me uncomfortable situation of like, you know, the like Jackie. I realized you just kind of like tapped them on here, really, because he was a while ago, wasn't he?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But Elton,
yeah, no,
I appreciate Elton, and I acknowledge that he's a one-off character from a one-off episode. But
yeah, and
those are two A's there.
One of that.
Appreciation and acknowledgement. That's two A's.
Yeah, I think that means Elton is an A.
Yeah, but the acknowledgement one's a bit more important. The acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Understand who Elton is, but when you do, you will also understand why he's in A.
Definitely. I think you really do get to know Elton throughout the episode, right? Like that's really a point. It seems that you know about his childhood. I think it's like family. Like you watch as he goes through this group, and then the group slowly falls apart. And then you watch as he still fuck concrete slab, that kind of thing. It's like it's like my boy Elton. He is a funny, solid character.
He makes Love and Monsters work. I think.
Yeah.
I think you can't have someone. He rides the line of being relatable, but also unique enough to carry an episode. Whereas you can't have someone too generic in an episode like that, but you also can't have him be too weird that it seems impossible for him to make friends. So he works. He's like a very comprehensive character. Anyway, we're now on series 4, and you know what that means,
Ooh.
Tyler?
Donna.
Yeah.
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 Donna Noble.
Yeah. Now, the problem. Yeah. Right. Tennant is S tier. Tennant is at his best with Donna.
And Donna is his best companion. I'm gonna just be honest. Unfortunately, I'm just look. I can't. What's it called? The Runaway Bride.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. It's not. I was about to say something a bit more extreme than I should have done. Because she actually does sort of come around in that episode anyway. But she is completely insufferable at the start of The Runaway Bride. And that's really unfortunate. Because I think if she was somehow only in Series 4, it would be like a pretty easy S tier. Actually. But
thinking about Donna, which is interesting, because I guess does Donna count for the 60th? Because even though it's not Ian Nuhu, it's still Donna.
No. But would it change anything?
That means it changes her ending, right? Like, was it a tragic ending where she lost her memory, sacrificing all the stuff that she had learned?
Yeah, but does it feel bad that there is a happy ending? Anyway, does it really cheapen it? I think for once it doesn't.
No, but but it changes that, right? Is it a really bitter, sad ending, or is she a happy ending? That's what it changes.
Yeah, but it feels good because there was already a sad ending.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a mark against her at all.
No, but either way, and I do think either way, I think Donna is. I say what you will, though, she's S tier.
Yes, good.
Out of the companions,
yeah, I'm glad we got there in the end. I'm glad we got.
Yeah, no, I mean,
we'll see how far this redhead agenda goes. We'll see how.
Yeah. Well, fucking my granddad, who watches Doctor Who, can't stand it, which I find quite funny.
Yeah, but your granddad's like an old racist.
That has literally nothing to do with this. And he's just the regular amount of old racism. But like fucking Donna is like brilliant, right?
Yeah, she's
Like,
actually, in my opinion, the perfect not foil. Oh yeah, foil, but also other things, because the companion's supposed to be a foil among other things, and the balance is so good. Like Donna
also-
Donna
it's
embodies
perfect
the
timing.
being the Doctor's best friend concept the best. Because that's what
Yeah,
like
and
he always
I
talks about
think-
the companions as his best friends. Not many of them are that, and the ones that are actually that are the ones who like aren't like, you know, but there's no romance. It's like, I mean, and who's that? That's like her and Bill.
Yeah.
And Graham. And that's one of the reasons why Donna's so great, because it feels much more like the best friend thing than like a weird sort of companion thing.
It's like when I don't know, like whenever Rose or Martha disagree, it's like they're kind of like groveling, like Doctor, please don't do it, or like also I don't know. It's like Donna will just call him out, right? Like
Yeah.
she will just do that constantly, which I think is what people don't like and get annoyed about her. Like she's just like, Doctor, you're being a piece of shit. But she is also still capable of fucking like breaking down, groveling. Like in the really, it's the fucking what's it, the mountain volcano one.
Yeah, the Fires of Pompeii with
Fires from Pompeii,
Capaldi
like yeah, way
and Karen Gillan.
really, yeah, it's really odd. But like it's the fact that like I think that because that was like one of the first, right? That's like the
That's the second
their-
episode.
yeah,
It's
it's like
right
their
after the
obligatory-
adipose one.
yeah, which was funny, right? You got to give it that. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, no,
Also,
it's,
I
like,
want to point out
shows-
though, because what I said about how it'll be easy to put him in her in S tier if it wasn't for the Runaway Bride, but it is actually important that her first it's important that her being introduced as the main companion is a reintroduction. It actually works very well that she is someone who the Doctor had met before, and she'd been like looking for, such hoping to cross paths with him again, like the whole time basically. And that works very well in the fact that she's been thinking about him the whole time, but she's still the person who she's not like obsessed with him either in like a weird way. She just can't forget about
Yeah.
him because of like the idea of like traveling like through time and space and whatever, basically.
and which is due to a certain person in her life, right? Obviously, who's kind of inspired her to have those kind of dreams. We'll get to, but
Well, I mean, we might be done though. We've done it.
well, yeah, I guess we are, unless we break through the whole thing. But yeah, no, the Doctor Donna is probably the best, one of the best companion Doctor combinations. Just like in the like New Who at the very least franchise, right? The new, yeah. They're a joy to watch most of the time, and there is a reason why those are the two that came back, right? Like it didn't bring back anyone else; it was the Doctor and Donna. Mainly because, well, actually, really, like there's nothing like they had to write around the plot hole to bring Donna back. Meanwhile, they could have just brought Martha back, right? But they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. She's great. S tier. Moving on. Well, I think if you shouldn't he have already appeared? I mean, because I guess
Well, Donna should have done as
already
well.
appeared as well, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
you've
there's a
been-
little bit of deliberateness in that sense. Elton is really an anomaly. For the most part, I've tried to do it in like, the series order. Because obviously Donna would have been come up a while ago, and so would Wilf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Will.
he just sucks, really. I mean, there's nothing really good to say about Wilf. I mean, first of all,
I mean, what?
Bernie
He's
Cribbins, what a problematic person. I mean, first of all, he like literally killed like thousands of people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like nobody loves him dearly. Like it's just I don't want to do this bit anymore. Wilf tier It is Wilf
Like,
tier. That's what the W stands for.
That's what the W stands for.
It was a character who is just undeniably beloved, and not inherently for any individual reason. It's just look at him. It's Wilf.
Wilf
It's
is
fucking
like
Wilf.
Wilf is this insane like chemical reaction of emotions because
I cried when he appeared in the 60th.
yeah, well, Wilf is like such a just a bucket load of just joy and wholesomeness, but at the same time, I almost exclusively have tears to share with Wilf. Yet he's nothing but positivity. Well, I mean, he's not, because there are some actually genuinely good, like tragic, dramatic moments in the end of time between him and Tennant, and that's honestly. That's the reason I think why he is actually elevated to a certain level, because otherwise he would just be a really wholesome side piece to that era. But
yeah, it's like he went from being just like a really cool family member, right? Like he was, Donna had her mum, which was the usual kind of. Actually, did her mum even know about the stuff with the Doctor? I don't think she did for most of it, right? Like for a fair bit. But Wilf was he's just a granddad that was like, you go, girl, have that fun. And like, he just like recognized the Doctor for what he is, a really fun time. Like out the gate. And it's just like, yeah, Wilf.
And it's like, well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
because obviously I love Wilf, but my favourite moment is probably not like the most positive moment. It's like when he's trying to give him the gun and he's basically just like crying because he just doesn't want the Doctor to die. And it's like, just take the gun, Doctor, you're the most beautiful, wonderful man. Please. And it's like, damn. This is a
when he was
soul.
knocking, and he was like the Doctor was breaking down, and Wilf was like, just leave me. I'm just an old man. I'm not worth it. It's like,
oh man,
it's like,
man.
It's just Wilf values the Doctor as much as like the audience does. I think that's really like a thing, right? That like it's like the companions, they really love and adore the Doctor and that, but like Wilf barely knows the Doctor. He just gets it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, the Wilf just fucking gets it. Like,
well, he's just so filled with like just wonder and just joy at the world and the idea that there is this like this alien man like traveling out time and space, and he just thinks that's so wonderful, and he's right.
Yeah. And the fact that his granddaughter gets to do it is just, he's nothing but appreciative. It's just, Wilf is the fucking best dude. He's the guy.
And rest in peace, Bernard Cribbins. Damn. A real one.
He lost a real one that day.
I think we need to move on.
Yeah. But the point is, W was for Wilf tier this whole time.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know why. She's not next. Where did she end up? Oh, there. Yeah, I think it makes some more sense to do this now than the other time, which is Donna's mum. Just,
yeah.
Just quickly.
Who is like good, right? Like I don't think I have any problem with her at all. Like
that's where it stops, and that's where...
Yeah, well, she's less present still, right? Like no one was as present as like Jackie.
Yeah,
like
literally no one actually. I'm pretty sure.
Like in Davis's era, but like she was still alright. Like she mostly just like nagged that Donna hadn't got a job yet, right? Like that stuff. Like just like, when are you gonna grow up? She just nagged most of the time. But like I think it's like once she knew what was going on with the Doctor and like Donna got her mind wiped, she kind of came into play more, right? I think she improved. Like she really like, and I think the 60th she was really good, but that doesn't count.
Yes, she was actually. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think there's nothing wrong with her, right? Absolutely nothing. She's quite nice, even though she isn't nice.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's a very fair assessment.
I think she's just a very reasonable, like, old mum, right? Like, just I think, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what more. I think she is in B, right? I don't think that's.
I think that's enough time to spend on Sylvia Noble.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get into some pretty a string of weird characters who are all technically credit named companions, but they're all one-offs.
So there's not like a single one in the series other than their family.
Oh well,
Which I guess there is, but you probably some for later.
well there is, but no. Okay, so this is Astrid from I don't even remember the Voyage of the Damned.
Right.
She
Okay,
is
so
a
you're doing that
name.
now.
Yes, she is a. She's credited in the opening credits. She's the main companion of the episode. And actually, from
Well,
what,
she's
from
a
what I
classic
remember,
companion bait, really, isn't she?
yeah, exactly. From what I remember, not bad at all. Especially because of that.
Yeah, they were trying to write her to be, she's like working there, not happy. The doctor can whisk her away in that, but ultimately she sacrifices herself, right? And that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think she's written to be a companion compacted to like one episode, right? Like all the things you could want in a companion, but ultimately what didn't be, right?
Yeah, because she's not, even though she's just a blonde human woman, unfortunately she's not from present day. So, fuck you.
Yeah, and isn't she like Kylie Minogue?
Yes, she's also Kylie Minogue. She's also.
Yeah, so like good luck affording her for a season. But yeah, no, I think I don't know. You could put her in A, and I think that'd be fine.
I think I'm going to leave her in B because I think this when it comes to these one-off companions, they actually get better. Because we have now all of the ones from the specials, the Tennant specials, starting with this guy, the fake doctor,
Right.
who is always more compelling than I remember. Because from when I was a child, I just remember him being like an annoying fake doctor, and he is. But he's actually not annoying. From what I remember, he's actually like weirdly compelling, and comes around to being quite sympathetic.
Yeah, the episode though kind of sucks, right? It's this classic Cyberman where there's a giant fucking Victorian cyber stuff like that. But
Yeah.
his arc is the best part of it, right? Him slowly realizing that he isn't actually the Doctor, and that I think was it like his wife and child were like I don't know if they were killed in front of him or like captured in front of him.
I don't remember. I mean, all I know is that he would have actually been a pretty decent Doctor. It would have been really cool actually if he was, and that's who he like Tennant regenerated into like a couple episodes later.
I think that's what the bait was, right? Because they already knew Tennant was leaving by that point. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it seems like you've watched it more recently than I have.
I don't know if I have.
But I don't know. He was fine. It's like, yeah, these are still technically companions, but it's like one episode. Like, it's difficult.
I do think they actually do get better though. So the next one is, and once again, I still don't remember any of these people's names, which is really bad. From the Waters of Mars. No, not Water. No, the other one. The other one.
No.
Planet of the Dead.
Planet of Dead, right? Yeah.
This random, gorgeous woman. I think it's
like
better.
I don't know, like some sort of like femme fatale, right? Like,
yeah, but I think that's really interesting. I really appreciate that they have an episode, at least one episode, with a companion like that. Someone who wants to be a companion, right? And the Doctor refuses.
Yeah.
That's actually how it goes.
Right.
She wants to come with him, but like he just can't justify it because she's a thief. Because, among other things. And because like there's a romantic element that is so like immediate, and it's just like he's just like this isn't quite
the
right.
Doctor has a taste, right? He's other than like children.
What?
Because Rose is like 18, right? Like she's like, the Doctor's like hundreds. He likes his femme fatales. or just general morally grey people.
Who doesn't?
But yeah, she was alright.
I think she's a cut above because I think it's actually a more interesting dynamic to touch on for a companion, and she worked very well for that episode as well, which was a really good episode. It had the other people in it who became famous.
I had Lee Evans as a scientist, which I like.
Who?
He's a comedian who retired a while ago. Apparently, he kissed my mum's belly when she was pregnant.
What the hell?
So that,
I mean, actually, I did know that. Actually, I did.
Yeah, and he was a scientist in that one, which is like the role that I think Osgood plays, like that role. And now
unit
the
scientist.
new little fella.
Morris.
Yeah. So yeah, it was cool episode. He was alright. But then, if I know where this is going, I think you are correct.
Okay, yeah, good. So this is actually from Water. Still don't know her name.
The older lady,
From
right?
the lady who shoots herself.
Yeah, which is why I think ultimately she is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, not because she dies. I mean, let's make that clear.
No, but because like she is smart, right? That's like a thing. Like, and she's aware
very
that
smart.
what the doctor just did is ultimately like royally fucked.
It's actually
to the point where
really
she is
fucking
willing to kill
heartbreaking.
herself,
Yeah. It's heartbreaking because
like,
it's
the
like the
hopes.
doctor at like probably at his lowest, like genuinely. Overall in that sort of period, those specials. Like he's at breaking point. He's clearly not thinking 100% straight because he chooses to save all those people. But it's like one of the few times that he chooses to do that. And well, actually, isn't she the only person that he actually ended up saving?
No, there's like two others who run off.
But still, like he does that, and then she just she just kills herself. And I think that probably broke him. I mean, this was the last one before the end of time, wasn't it?
The last one we see, I think it's heavily implied that he continues to do stuff.
I'm pretty sure that's a period where they have a lot of books and like comic books and stuff filling in.
Yeah, the Time Lord Victorium is like a whole thing, I think, like audiobook.
He spent way too long doing that. Well, it still might have been the last one. I don't know. Like it could have been. But she was just good, just very good. And it's a very compelling idea as well.
I don't know. I guess it's because she's one time. It's hard to put her as S, but I think she is definitely the best of all those people we just went on about.
Yes.
She's the most interesting. All right.
You got the sniffles.
Yeah, my nose is now fucking running.
Is it Will? Is it...
Yeah, I haven't recovered.
What about? Okay. I do not mind if you want to exercise your pseudo veto rights here, because it's Ood Sigma. Because it's
fuck that noise. Ood Sigma W tier.
Fine. Right, moving on. Why?
Oh, no.
Why?
Ood Sigma's a cool guy.
You're peaking quite a bit.
You love an Ood. Everyone loves an Ood.
Yeah. The problem is I don't remember.
That's
The problem is I can't differentiate in terms of appearances between Ood Sigma and Elder Ood, who's also here. He's also.
I don't know who Elder Ood is.
I think he's only in the End of Time Part 1 though. Elder Ood. That's the thing. So
he's the one that like foreshadows everything, right? That someone will knock 4 times. But Ood Sigma is the one who is in the Ood episode. And is the one who is like the fella's direct servant. Who I think ultimately was like the mastermind behind the whole plan. And like it's been like
Tim McInnery from Blackadder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. And I don't know, and then he, Ood Sigma appears and like helps the Doctor die essentially, right? Like he's kind of with him the whole time, telling him that it's near. Playing the song. Ood Sigma's a cool guy, all right.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything about it.
All right, no, I wasn't going to badmouth him. It was just a question of whether or not we rate him at all. It was just.
He qualifies. He really does.
He does actually, because he's in two
Planet
separate
of the Ood and then
episodes.
the final
Yeah.
ones.
Okay, we've got a couple more weird ones now. These are two characters who are both from two-parters only, and so you're gonna have to help me here. Doctor Moon, aka the 42nd Doctor. According to Moffat. This is up to you.
Fucking Moffat. There's no character there, right? He is the isn't he basically just the AI? Or he was implied to just be the I don't know. He's not a character really. No.
Oh, I was
Dr. Moon.
about to delete him anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
Joan, I think that's her name, from Family of Blood. Also, we also have a descendant in the End of Time Part 2.
Yeah. Fuck.
I think there's more. This makes more sense than Doctor Moon. I'll say that much.
Yeah. She's an actual character. I think the fact that she was like genuinely offended / pissed / shocked that the Doctor then asked her to come with her. I think that's really what makes her a character, right? But you could call her like a love interest, like that's really all she was for John Smith, like the whole time. You could say that, but the fact that like she had the moment where the Doctor was like, "Hey, do you wanna come with me and travel through time?" And she's like you killed the guy I love.
And then she says like, I'm not from your present day. The show doesn't do that. Sorry. The show
I like this agenda you're pushing. Yeah.
Why didn't he ask the descendant to come with her? Come with him.
I mean, he was dying.
Shut up.
Yeah, no.
Why didn't he ask her to come with him so he could die?
You know, not only does she count, but I think she is like up there. I would say.
Yep, there you go. That's fine. I know
like,
you're more of a fan of that
hard.
two-part than I am. Okay. It's time for some big bads. Oh yeah, we've got some villains. Yeah. Step 1. It's Timothy Dalton. He's back. It's Rassilon.
It's the Time Lord.
Yeah, big Time Lord. I mean, the thing about Rassilon.
Character.
Yeah, he definitely is, because he's had more appearances in the past as well. In Old Who. And Timothy Dalton is Timothy Dalton. There's also that. He's just a fantastic specimen and just a great character person to watch acting. But he's a bit thin, especially because the Master is the main villain of that, really, not Rassilon. It's a bit.
Wow. Ultimately, isn't it the opposite way around?
Yes, I'm just saying one's more
actually
just
the main villain.
one of them is more prevalent than the other. Is what I'm saying.
Sure, but then ultimately, the Time Lords were the one that fucked up the Master to, doing all that in the first place. But this is the problem, because it's like characters or villains, and it's like as a villain he was pretty cool. As a character, there's really very little.
I don't understand why those are different. It's very confusing.
Because it's like as a character, there's fuck all to work off of. He's a Time Lord who wanted to bring Gallifrey back and make them dominate the universe again. It's like, okay, as a villain, that's like a fairly solid motivation, and the act he does is fairly villainous.
Yeah, but then just consider it under the. Well, no, stop, because villain is just a genre of character, and they have their own limitations and criteria basically for what makes them good within their character genre. Don't they?
I don't know. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. He's fine. He's barely in it. He has a gauntlet.
He does. He does have an Infinity Gauntlet.
I don't know. I would probably say C personally. I mean, he looks scary. Does that count as character?
Yes, it does actually.
All right, then I guess we'll probably settle for B, right? I think that's.
Yeah, I think he is definitely thin, but damn compelling to watch because it's Timothy Dalton and he can do no wrong. let's step it up then. I said we got a couple of big bads. What about the big bad? Who's that? Who would that be?
It really, you're asking me. I assume Davros, right?
Boom! Davros! Detonate the reality bomb!
Is that? I mean, he's done more than that.
Yeah, but that's like
all you know
really
him
that's
for.
what it comes down to, though. Really, that's what Davros culminates in is that singular moment. Really, for me, for me, that's actually true. I think it's like a weirdly compelling idea that he's that petty, that the reason why he wants to destroy reality is not because he actually really wants to do it. It's just the best thing that he can do to just win against the Doctor, just cop a W, against his greatest enemy, a personal victory, you might say.
I mean, he achieved his original goal, right? Like, his original goal was just to protect the whatever the Daleks were. Aren't they the Khaled? Is that?
I think so.
Yeah,
Kellads.
because it's just an anagram, isn't it? But like, it's like that was his original goal, and then he just kind of started like dominating everything, because everything else is too dog shit to be alive. And I don't know, it is weird that, I mean, Davros is like one of the most important things, but he's only really appeared like twice in New Who. Like,
Oh yeah.
maybe 3 times. I don't remember if he was in Whittaker or not.
No, he was not.
Oh, all right. Then yeah, just like twice. And I guess of the 2 times, this is probably his best showing. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
the
I
first
really
one.
like the magician's
The
apprentice.
midget. The what?
The other part, magician's apprentice.
Yeah,
Like
I like
the
it
whole,
too.
Doctor Talk with Davros thing was pretty fucking sick. But ultimately, if in New Who, this is his time, right? The build up, the fucking end game. Him being the Thanos of this adds up, right?
Even though
There's only
Rassilon's
ever
the
going
one
to be
with the
that
Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's two options. Is there two options here, or is he just a flat A? Maybe.
I think he's he's Davros. You can't really. He's probably at his best in Old Who.
Do you think
Which you
she's on
haven't
the
watched.
team? I don't, it's really throwing me off. Not that we're going to move her.
No, it's too late now, and it's funny.
Too far gone.
But yeah, no, Davros is perfectly good at being a big evil guy. And in that that other episode, a like big evil guy, but like kind for like a time. It's like, holy shit, Davros! Like you're like kind of good. Like, holy shit! And then it was all part of the plan, and then it got completely ruined. And it's like, oh,
It's all a ploy. It was a dirty trick.
yeah. But it is actually scary. I just realised that we are only through Davis.
All right,
But yeah, no.
let's get a shift on then.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I didn't know where to do when to do this, like before Smith or right after.
Do what?
River. I was a little bit confused.
I would have done Mid Smith maybe, but no, she's.
Well, she's here now. She's here.
Yeah, obviously
giant
River,
fucking
I mean,
hair.
a lot of people say River is at her best in the Library of the Damned, which is quite mean.
She might be at her best, but I don't think that's. I think that has something to do with the fact that there is more of her. I don't think people would care as much about her in the library if she didn't appear at all later on. So suck on that.
I think River is Right, that's the thing. River is another Marmite character, right? Where it's like you either love her or you hate her.
God, she. I
like-
mean, I think that I can see that, but I don't. That annoys
well,
me.
I guess actually no. It's like you either hate her or you are like you don't hate her. Like there's no dislike. I don't think it's you either hate her or you like what she's up to, right? And I like what she's up to.
I like what she's
I
up to as
think-
well. I like River quite a lot, actually.
I think considering like you could argue her whole thing was just that she meets the Doctor out of order, right? Like in a different order. It could have been as simple as that, but obviously Moffat being Moffat, it never was.
I think the way that it is all done though works very well despite that. I don't think that actually I don't think that is actually I don't think that brings her down at all. I don't think it ever gets too complicated or too like incomprehensible.
I think sometimes it kind of I think it's at its worst at the Day of the Doctor. No, not Day of the Doctor.
Name of the Doctor.
No, the
Yeah, I think so.
fucking
I
Good
think
Man Goes to War.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That's when it's at its worst. That's when she's her most. Oh, I'm not going to do something because in the time and schedules and so on and so forth. I couldn't be there because I wasn't there, or some shit like that, right? Like that was when it was most like River just wasn't there to plot twist, right, or like shit like that. But I think River like is like best at her like I don't know beginning and end of her like arc. Like that's when I think she's at her best. Like,
even though those
her
are
and
like
the Winning the River
in the
song.
opposite orders, the wrong way
Yeah.
around. Obviously, they're not.
Well, I guess they're actually just both near the end of her life, really. The whole Towers of Darillium and then the Library of the Dead, is like leads on to each other. But yeah, I think they're like great. And I mean, it's kind of like you got to take some and leave some. Like the whole her being a part of the Angels in Manhattan. It's like she didn't really need to be there, to be honest. Like she really didn't. And I feel like she's best used when she does kind of need to be there as part of the plot.
Yeah.
But,
River is actually one of the most. I think it's probably gonna be one of the most difficult characters to rank, and I don't want to just cop out and just put her in B. Although she wouldn't be lower than B. So that's kind of
the thing
awkward.
is she isn't an S. I think we can
No.
confidently say that.
No,
Right?
definitely
Like
not.
there is too many flaws with her character.
I think she has
and, like,
she had the potential to be as compelling as an S tier character. But
Yeah,
like,
her and Library of the Damned is like S tier, right? Like,
well, I mean, look, I think Alex Kingston is who, if this is like an alternate future that I somehow knew her as an actress as well as I do just from River, but she was never in Doctor Who, I think she'd be like a really great female Doctor. But obviously that can't happen.
I mean, I know she's done tons of extended stuff. In,
Yeah,
like,
I found
audiobooks.
out recently that there's a point where her and Jack have a fling.
Not only that, but in Listen,
Yeah,
it's actually confirmed in that
she's the
that
thing.
knocking-
She's the thing.
her and Jack are banging on the door in Listen.
They're
That
banging
is,
on the
like,
door?
something. Yeah, you remember in Listen, there was like
banging-
a knocking at the
they're
door
what
at
on
the
the
end
door?
of time. Oh no!
They might be. That's awesome. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
But no, they were fucking with Awesome. That was like a thing apparently.
What?
Messing with. I guess I don't know how to put into different words. They were just messing around and like scaring the shit out of him.
They're messing
for
around.
fun.
Well, okay, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah,
So yeah.
but
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about River. When I think about it objectively, I see her. In my opinion, basically, her and Jack should be in the same tier for some reason. My brain sort of does that.
I mean, yeah, they're not the same character, but they're not far off.
No.
Right? They're the kind of Doctor who isn't the Doctor, right? The space and time traveling fellas.
Well, yeah, they didn't. I mean, I assume they both.
without
I
the
assume River
TARDIS.
uses a vortex manipulator as well, like the same thing that Jack
She
uses.
often does, yeah.
And then obviously the Doctor will always just like deactivate Jack's one and throw it away. just to step on his heels. But yeah, that's River done. All right, okay, let's fully transition now into the next era. I think
The
gotta do it.
peak.
Well,
Can't say that.
you can. Yes, you can.
I want
No, you
to.
definitely can. Whatever.
We've been in peak for a little
Fuck
bit.
it. 11. There he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
This is going to get a bit
difficult.
weird. I mean, it's not actually that hard. Let's start here, I guess. We'll start here.
Yeah.
Okay. Our favourite.
We-
Yes. That's
We're Smith boys.
that's not changed.
And then-
We're absolutely Smith boys. So here's the thing about Smith or 11, and why he's technically not as good as 10. He isn't as consistent. There are times where he almost becomes a bit of a parody of himself later on.
Yeah.
Like this is the difference between the final series, I guess, of these two, is that Smith, as good as he is, unlike Tennant, he is actually a bit worse in his final series.
Yeah. Tennant only gets better
Except for
and
the
more
final,
interesting.
except for the final stuff. Like Smith is fantastic in his actual last few big episodes. Like the Time of the Doctor,
But
is amazing.
Season, what is it? 8.
Um,
One where it's like split between Amy and Rory, and
it's
then
7.
Clara.
Yeah, it's 7.
7 then. That season, wab wab. Right. Like, I'm a Smith boy, but I genuinely don't like basically all of those episodes. There's essentially nothing there to enjoy, really. I literally I was just rewatching Smith. I would skip Hungry Earth, fucking The Rebel Flesh, those ones. But then I looked at fucking season 7, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm watching Capaldi now. And just started doing that.
Not even the final stuff.
Oh, fuck that. It's
Man,
just-
you suck. Man.
I mean, I guess I probably should have watched the 50th, but I don't know. It's still no. But yeah, I don't know. It's Smith as a character is kind of the worst of the not Whitakers, right? I would say that Moffat really didn't try to make the Doctor have an arc or be a character with much.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's all true. But what it comes down to for me is just that Smith is just the most. He's just the most naturally compelling for me. He just has the most unique, demeanor and personality, and just behavior in general. That I am just enamored by him on the screen.
Yeah, it's
I can't look away.
it's just
Just can't look away from this baby-faced idiot.
it's
just running
with
around.
Tennant. It's bad episodes can still be good, well, not good, but he's always good. But Smith is always fun, right?
Yes.
it's always a joy to watch. Which they played up a little bit too much in season 7, in some areas. But yeah, no, he's just, I don't know. It's thing is, realistically, this is kind of where we're going to have to kind of pull the this is our tier list, and I don't think he can't be an S, but I think he can go above S.
Well, okay. I want to let's hold off on that for now. We can. I think specifically for main Doctors and companions, we could have a quick relook at the end. I think everyone else is gonna have to stay where they are for certain things, and you'll see why. And honestly, we might move him up depending on what happens when we get to this point. But there is something that I'm thinking of that could influence 11's placement. That's not too far ahead. So I'm going to respectfully ask that we leave him there for now.
All right, Mr. Plotting guy.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
And then
So
press,
I
press
assume-
on. Yeah.
there is Amelia Pond.
Amelia
Up
Pond, who
next.
he's right by the way. Levin is right. Amelia Pond is a better name than Amy Pond.
Yeah, although also it's handy that she's not called Amelia all the time, and it's a fucking mouthful.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm biased.
Remember, Tyler. This is not a tier list based on how much you want to fuck someone. Okay.
See, that's a really crude way of putting it. I would say that Karen Gillan as Amelia Pond was a childhood crush. As I grew up, I was like, holy shitballs! Except I didn't say that because I was a child, so it's probably like, holy moly.
I
she
had
is
similar feelings for Davros
beautiful.
and Dalek Sec.
Dalek Sec is completely fair.
What?
Oh no, wait, Dalek Khan rather.
Khan.
Yeah.
What the
But,
fuck? How did you make that worse?
Realistically, though, like Amy is like good.
She's fantastic. She's a really good companion.
Yeah, like you could say one of the worst things is like the beginning, like how she basically had like a hard crush on the Doctor and tried to make out with him and stuff like that. But
the only excuse for that is like the wedding night nerves thing or whatever, isn't it? But it's still Moffat's still on horny mode when he's
Moffat is horny mode like all the time. But like it's not like that's glorified or that it's the right thing to do. It's shown like it's like Amy's choice basically is when it's like. Well, not Pompey. Venice is like, okay, this is a problem. Let's get Rory involved. But it's like Amy's choice pretty immediately is like, yeah, the whole Doctor thing that was bad, and it was like an arc, right? It was like she, was nervous about her marriage, would realistically have had a crush on him from childhood, really, right? Like he's like a mystical man that just kind of appeared, and it's like, that was something she had to overcome, and she did. And I think her relationship with Rory is really fucking good, right? Like, I don't think they could have done a better job with a relationship in the TARDIS. I think.
No, I agree.
It's
again, really,
right?
it's the only one, really. It's the only one, really. I suppose. Obviously, there's a little bit of Mickey and Rose, like very briefly, but it's also they're already. I don't know. It's not the same.
They basically broken up by the time they were in the TARDIS together. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
I guess actually that was like Boomtown.
Well, no. Mickey had already. Yeah. Mickey had been seeing someone else like after she'd gone for the first time because she was accidentally gone for a year. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, look, Amy is really great, and that doesn't change, by the way. In series 7, even if the episodes are worse, she's very good, especially in something like I know you still see it the same way, but like Town Called Mercy, she's very good in that because she confronts the Doctor when the Doctor.
Well, in all fairness, A Town Called Mercy is like the only solid episode in that.
Yeah,
season. That is actually fine. But yeah, only really the Asylum of the Daleks, like.
Although, hold on, I suppose she is a bit worse than that because that has the divorce stuff, which is a little bit hard to get my head around.
It's really kind of stupid and forced. It's just like, I think. Do you remember what it is? Because I do. It was.
Well, hold on. No, right. I think it's quite literal. I think she can't actually have children. I think that's one of the things.
After what happened with River, she is unable to have a child, even though Rory wants a child, and she knows that Rory has always wanted a child.
The problem is, I just
divorced him.
Yeah, right? I don't believe that would lead to them splitting in the end eventually. Anyway, I think Rory would deal with that. I mean, look what Rory did beforehand. Look, it's clear that Rory would doesn't care. He would not in the long run. He would get over it.
But the girl who waited, that was season 6 near the end, right?
It wasn't near. I mean, it was right after Good Man Goes to War. Wasn't near. It was in the. I think it was in the latter half. I think it was the latter half, but it wasn't right at the end.
It was one of the. I think it was. I think A Good Man Goes to War, Night Terrors, which is the one with the dolls. Rory's choice, or not Rory's. I keep calling it that, but it's yeah, The Girl Who Waited, and then it's God Complex, because it's basically that one broke Rory's spirit essentially, right? It's like, you know, he probably just watched his wife die, basically. He was not really happy, and then God Complex broke Amy's spirit essentially, realizing that the Doctor isn't the superhero that she thinks he is, and then it results in ultimately them leaving the TARDIS, or the Doctor leaving them and then being fine with it.
Yeah.
And then Craig, and then the end.
The main problem with
Which was
Amy is that she actually does, like, the divorce thing is something that does make me like her less than I would otherwise. That is
The
unfortunate.
thing is,
So she can't.
is
Unfortunately, I was originally thinking of potentially putting her in S tier, but I don't think I
it's
actually
like
feel
one
that way.
episode, and it's
I
never brought up
know,
again.
I know, but
And this is something. Her look in that episode awoke
Shut
something
up.
primal in me.
see, I told you it's not
she
about
had
that, Tyler.
thick
Look,
black mascara
Tyler.
in that episode.
I'm going. Let me jump ahead and just stop you. Clara's not going to be highly rated, so you can stop with this talk.
Yeah.
To put that down.
It's just, I don't know. It's
Because if it was about that,
it's not just her.
then
But I
Jack being
think, you
double.
know, like her. She works well. Like, she works as well as like the Donna worked with Tennant.
Yes.
Like, she works as well with that with Smith and Rory at the same time. Like, I
Yes.
think those three are just so good.
Which is
that
why
it's...
if I'm going to bring Rory in now. So here's the thing about these three: do they exist? Are they tied together?
I think no, right?
No, because
if we
Rory is a
wanna-
bit is separate, really. Not separate, but you know.
separate. And I don't know if you agree with this. Rory is perfect.
Oh shit! Are we doing that?
I think Rory is S tier.
Okay,
I'm
fuck
sorry.
it. Go ahead. We ball.
I'm sorry,
I can
but, like,
easily put Rory in S tier. I wouldn't have proposed it
Rory-
myself. But I can get with that. I can get.
Rory is like he's a silly little goofy guy.
He's a goober.
But also, like, when push comes to shove and it comes to Amy, he will do fucking anything. Time and time again, right? Like, mainly with the Centurion stuff. Like, he waited like the 2000 or something years as a Centurion, which is sick as fuck. But then like when Amy got kidnapped and he blew up the fucking cyber stuff. Well, technically the Doctor did it, but he walked into like the cyber HQ and was like, "Hey, where's my fucking wife?" Like, Rory is a silly, goofy guy, and he's a fucking badass, and he calls out the Doctor whenever he sees fit.
Yeah, I
right?
really like the Doctor and Rory's, like, just their dynamic. I like the fact that Rory sees through him, but still, it's not that he doesn't
Amy
actually
likes
like him
the
that
Doctor.
much, but he does.
Yeah. Well, it's just like Amy is like Rory respects Amy enough to just like be along with it, right? That like he's like Amy likes the Doctor, so I like him too, because Rory is a simp, right? Like he is like obviously the beta of the relationship, but he still goes hard. I don't know.
A weird thing to say. Not wrong, but
Yeah, Rory is just fucking. I can't. I'm like trying to rummage through. I don't know what point in time.
Rory's
when
great.
Rory
And the thing is about Rory is that the Victory of the Daleks, the divorce stuff, makes me like Amy less, but actually makes me like Rory more. That's a weird thing. I think he is because he's so clearly right, in my opinion.
He just has like no idea what's going on, but because she wants it, he still does it anyway. Like, it's, I don't know. Yeah, it's just. And ultimately, I mean, yeah, their finale, we're bringing it back to Amy as well, right? Their finale was still fucking perfect. They were going to go together, and the way that they went together is perfect, right? Like, she ultimately chose Rory over the Doctor in like that regard, right? She was more than willing to spend a life with Rory together, with the Angel, sending them back. I don't know. I think it's just, yeah, those three are the reason why I think, like, even though there are a solid amount of elements that make it worse than like Davies and the fucking Tennant and that. I just think those three together, it was just fucking perfect. It was just gold. Like them alone are not as great, maybe technically. Although Rory obviously brilliant, but like it's just together, it's like essentially unbeatable. I don't know. I think Rory is definitely S tier though.
Yeah, I think I
Love
agree.
Rory.
I agree, but it makes me feel weird about having 11 and Amy there. I don't know. That's throwing me off. Feels wrong. But
Yeah,
because this feels
think
this feels a
Amy
little
should be
bit
S tier
because this is a
still.
this is a
And
weird
Smith should be
combination of
W.
objectivity. Yeah, okay.
You're the one
just
fighting me on
no,
this.
hold on. Just hold on. Actually, no. It's gonna be a while. Fuck it. Fine. Let's just do it now. We could change it when we
Yeah.
get to that point if we need to. We'll do this now though instead. Yeah. There you go. Okay. This is gonna get a little bit weird. Feel free to exercise your right to veto as much as you want here. Because we got some sort of characters who are like very prevalent characters in Series 5 and who all appear in the Pandorica Opens. That's sort of why they're here.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we've got Liz
tons of
10,
recurring.
who is quite a bit of
no.
fun. But obviously, it's Liz 10 as well, just not the most important character at all.
No, I Liz 10 doesn't need to. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, as a character, she's kind of cool, but she's still ultimately a one-time character. Like she served her purpose in the episode. That's all that those kind of characters really are. Like, yeah, no, get rid of her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
she's cool.
So this is probably going to be the same thing, probably worse, actually, because it's I just forgot his name. I just had it and I immediately forgot it.
He's confused me because there's like two people and I can't think of you forgetting either of them.
What? What do you mean?
Like recurring, like there's like two he's that I can think of, and I don't know how you would forget his name. Or have you already put the picture up?
Of who?
What, he's reoccurring?
Yeah, he is. He's in he's in the Pandorica Opens.
Is he?
Dr. Bracewell. There we go. I love him. I love Dr. Bracewell. I adore him. But yeah, so this is up to you.
I mean, he is a character. Even if he actually isn't, he's just like an android that had all the memories implanted into
He's a
him.
bomb. Yeah, but I just think he's a
Yeah.
really touching, just nice character. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to get rid of him. I don't want to.
All right.
I don't want to delete him.
You're standing
That
in the
feels
way.
wrong. So who were you thinking of? What was all that about?
Well, I was thinking of who you probably have coming up. I just wasn't looking at
Who do I have
screen
coming
'cause
up?
Cat's asleep. I don't know, Churchill
No, Churchill's not in there.
or Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. Yeah, we do have that.
Yeah, either of them I was thinking of.
Van Gogh.
Why is Churchill not in it?
Um,
I mean, he reoccurs first of all because he at least appears at the end of season 2 or season 2 of Smith.
Don't worry, Doctor's gone. But I do want to do Van Gogh. I actually want to. I think that's fair.
Yeah, of course. Fucking S tier.
Yeah. What a fucking good performance, by the way.
It's
from
just
Tony Curran.
perfect.
Just great. And it's
It
weird.
is
It's weird. It's one of, honestly, okay. I think it's one of the best. One of the best. I don't know about the best. I can't imagine. I don't know who would I put above him though. But just one of the best standalone episode, like main characters, and in a normal episode, a normal standalone episode. With Doctor and Companion, but they're still like the third,
Yeah.
like the main focus character. Probably one of the best. One of those,
Well,
maybe
most
the
of the time
best.
that's like historical, and
Yeah.
I can't really stand historicals. I guess there is actually some, like was it Marie Antoinette with the clockwork stuff? She was quite good.
Yes, I did consider putting her in actually.
Yeah, Um, but yeah, no, fucking the Vincent and the Doctor is like actually one of the best episodes in the show, and I actually think that's a fact.
Yeah.
Or at least like that. It's
It-
like it's in the top
See,
10 rated.
It is, but I still don't give a shit about the monster stuff. Like,
Well,
I
I
just
think
don't.
it's it's an excuse and it's symbolism. It's like two parts. It's a monster only Vincent can see, if you get what I mean, right? Or that no one else can see is probably more accurate. That like Vincent has to face. It's a mental health analogy, Harry. I don't know if you picked up on that.
What if I didn't? I mean, I did. I picked up on the fact that he's struggling because he does commit suicide.
Suicide.
But I didn't think of the monster as anything other than just a monster.
Yeah, an invisible monster that he can face, basically. Because ultimately he is the one that kills it, but ultimately, that's not how it works. And yeah, I think that it's more about how fucking amazing the episode is than Van Gogh the character, but also Van Gogh the character is fucking perfect. So yeah, it's the the hell was that? You got the green.
Where's the text box? I need a text box.
It's right there.
What's this? Okay, it's fine.
Come into play. This is really
it's really dishonest.
Because Craig is actually like low-key a really
okay.
solid character.
Look, I'll say we don't have to have him there, but that's still James Corden tier. It's still
There's James Corden here. I think it'd be even funny if we don't put James Corden in it.
it actually would be. So what is Craig though? Because Craig is really nice. I like him, and I don't think the second episode he's in is quite bad, but he's still like good in it.
It's politely bullshit, right? I think if you care about the Cybermen, it'll piss you off that Craig's emotion prevented it from being the case. But no, it is still actually. They're both good episodes, like really enjoyable. And Craig as a character in the first episode is solid, right? He's like just a dude who's too scared to ask a girl out, right? That kind of thing.
I really like that one because I really like
better at him than everything.
I really like episodes where it's a companion light, but the Doctor still has a one-off companion like in it, basically. I like those.
Yeah.
And I don't mind him coming back either. I think I can separate him from James Corden. Actually,
Billy as well, though, really, right? They're both just fun episodes, and like Craig, the character there's nothing wrong with him, right? He's still not great. Like, I mean, he's endearing, but that's like kind of the minimum, really. Just basically fits in with most of the things in B there. Yeah, no. Love Craig, hate James Corden. Enough said.
What if I will see by the end of this, but I love the idea of James Corden tier, and it's just Adam. Anyway, there he is, Dorian Moldovar.
What the hell is
big
it's the blue
fat
guy,
blue bastard? He's in like quite a few episodes actually.
Yeah,
really enough,
like short bits though. Yeah, he's just.
I like him. He's just a really strange, compelling, twisted presence because I think he flip flops a bit. I think he betrays the Doctor at one point. I think at one point he's just ahead. I'm pretty sure.
Well, he betrays the headless monks, who then cut his head off, and then he gets because he's rich, he can afford the box, which is where his head is put.
Yeah.
Which is why he's ahead in the box. I think that's where he still resides to this day. But luckily, there's good internet there, so he's just watching shows.
What do you think he's watching?
But
I reckon he's watching
EastEnders. I think he has the entire eternity of time and space, and he won't finish EastEnders.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, fuck it, eh?
Yeah, for Dorian, I am just thinking fuck it because
guy.
there's not much of an arc there, but he's kind of just used for like interesting effects. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's other things.
He's just like world building, right?
Yeah. He's just like a world building character, basically.
Like...
Yeah, I'll tell you who. I mean, also a world building character, but also a one-off two-parter character. It's Father Octavian. He's there. There he
You
is.
just had to add him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
did.
I mean,
But
just
the
put him
truth
where
is,
you want to put him. I'm not fighting
I
it.
do really like Father Octavian though, and I don't think there's a single flaw. He's without flaw. He's gone without design change for decades. I don't know what you could change about him. Whatever. Okay. I got the Dream Lord here.
Even more bullshit.
Okay.
He only counts because technically he is a doctor, and I don't even think you really think that.
No,
but
I don't. But it is also Toby Jones.
He is the doctor.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is really good, though. That's the thing. In the one episode he is there, he is really fucking good. So I don't know why you're putting him in B. If you're adding him, I don't know why you like.
Okay.
What do you mean
So-
okay? If you even thought of bringing him in here, like surely you must have thought he was good.
I do.
Why are you putting him?
This era brings a lot of weird small characters. I've realised. I mean, look, that's not going to stop here because now we've got fucking Madame Kavarian, eye patch lady.
Oh god.
I know.
Sorry, James called him too.
Fine, fuck it.
She straight up sucks.
Yep. And this is actually very appropriate for this era. But let's change that a bit. Canton Everett Delaware III.
S tier.
Yeah.
Yes, Glove can't. That's
Yeah,
your. Yeah.
No. Because he's actually. I don't know. No, I think S makes more
he's
sense
just in
than
a-
W. He's great. Also, but he appears like as an old man as well, played by his dad, the actor's dad.
Oh, that's nice.
And they've done that more than once. They've done it like 3 different occasions, different characters. Because he's actually like a well-known actor from Supernatural. I think he's from Mark Sheppard, but he's great. And a character who I really want to see return at some point. He deserves it.
He would fit in this new era quite well. And if you get that, you get.
Oh my
that.
god! What if
Moving
his boyfriend is the Doctor?
on.
Would be awesome. Actually, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Well, don't want to spend any more time on him. I guess because I think we're pretty.
ship
I think
him
we're pretty
better than
decided.
I think you are, yeah.
Well, you said S, didn't you?
I did. I meant more W though. It's like I'm not really sure you can like. It's not enough to substantiate an S, but I do like him enough. Like it's it's like the face of Bo. It's like it's not enough to like warrant.
Yeah, but Tyler, there's
S.
there's another W coming up though. That's a bit too soon after. I think.
But that's just bullshit logic. That's just completely fucking bullshit. It doesn't change anything.
Are you fighting for Canton Everett Delaware III to be in W tier?
Yes,
Fine.
I think that like he is a good character, but like the amount that you like him or we like him is not equivalent to his actual presence and goodness.
That might be the case for Madame Vastra, who I like, but
Adam Vastra.
Silurian,
Oh,
who on the Paternoster gang.
oh. I don't particularly like her.
No. She's
I
like
would probably B.
what? B.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. She's like a weird she's I don't know why she's used to like say a lot of things about the Doctor, like personal things to other people. You know?
We've never met her before in her entire life.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what? Who are you? Why are you? I don't dislike you, but
I really just assumed that they were like an old Who characters, but they're just not, are they? They're just completely made up group of characters.
yeah, I don't see why there's any reason to do anything else with Jenny other than the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Madame Vastra is a bit more compelling. I think she's quite. I mean, Jenny's like a weird like ninja though. There's that. But
Yeah.
you can ignore that.
I don't know. I think they're both fine. But there's a certain potato coming up, and I think I realise what you meant by W now. Oh no. Oh no, not James Corden here.
Strax, get out of there.
No.
Strax, get away from them.
Strax.
Get away from
You went the wrong way,
Adam.
Strax.
Adam and Madam Kuveri. It's no mistake that Adam is in Madam. Anyway, there he goes.
Strax. You get the memory worm. It's kind of, I think Strax is either someone who is like unendingly funny or unbearably cringe, and I think we
How
find
is he?
him
How could he be
unendingly
possibly
funny.
be cringe?
I don't know. I assume some characters like, wow, this dude is like so blatant, like comedic relief. It's nothing. It's having no substance.
He's like, oh,
he's got
this
fucking
character's obviously
shots.
comedic relief. That makes him not funny. Perish.
Yeah.
What's wrong
No,
with you?
Shax is the dude. May I offer you a grenade?
Yeah.
Love Strax.
That among other lines.
Yeah. It's like every other line.
Oh, I've got another one of them. It's the pirate, Henry Avery.
Get that out of here.
Fine. I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that, and that's fine. Oh, did I just
Hey, Harry,
accidentally?
you changed things.
Oh shit!
You've revealed it all.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. After that though, okay, we've got some Christmas special characters now who I don't think you're necessarily going to disagree with. Kazran Sardik, Scrooge.
The thing is realistically, he's like an S tier character because that's like the whole point, right? Like, I think if you like, he has a really good arc. You get to know his entire backstory.
He's
his
Dumbledore.
motivation.
He's
Like, he's a phenomenally developed character in a very, very interesting and good, like the best Christmas special. Like, he kind of is S tier, even though I don't feel it.
I think
like,
that can be
I'm sorry, but,
that's
like,
not a terrible that makes A tier a very acceptable placement to be if you can look at A tier a little bit differently from a lot of the other characters there, where it's like
it's just like
this is someone who
Like,
would be
everything
S
you would
tier
expect-
or could or is
everything you
but
would like need for a character to be like a character. He has. It's just ultimately he's still not. He hasn't got a spice. I don't think. I don't think he has the spice.
the juice, the sauce,
Yeah.
the Riz. Does the mum from Outnumbered have the sauce?
Get out. Get him out. Get the fuck out of it. We don't talk about that Christmas special. That doesn't occur. That's not real.
Not a bad idea because it's gonna be a bit longer because now fuck Clara.
Oh no. Right. Well, here's the thing. Christmas special Clara.
Yes, actually, she's quite good, isn't she?
Actually, very, very good. Very solid. Very like approaching S tier.
Oh, really?
Hardest Clara, which is actually technically what appears first, I guess, is like probably like A tier, right? A Dalek who doesn't realize they're a Dalek. That's pretty cool interest, pretty cool character, right? Clara. Uh-oh.
Clara is is good in series 8.
Which one's 8? That's
Capaldi's
Fella's
first one,
first, right?
Yeah.
Clara is good when she isn't Clara in Smiths.
Wow.
Isn't Clara in Smiths?
No, Clara's good when
and-
she's not the impossible girl. Okay, that's what we're
Yeah,
trying to say.
But like not for most of season 9, if I'm counting correctly. But then at the end, she's good again. She didn't really do much of anything through most of the two-parters episode season, mainly because she wasn't even meant to be there.
Oh,
But well, I've told you this, right? Like the original idea was that season was going to be companionless. But it didn't occur.
So how does one
But no,
go about ranking Clara fucking Oswald?
Right. Well, we make note that that Rose Martha is an A. You acknowledge that just Clara just ain't that.
Yeah,
So you
that's
leave her
fine.
and B basically.
Oh,
What do you mean? Oh, what you were going to put her above? See,
no, not
hey,
above.
I think you're now.
No.
But you wanted to go even lower.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think ultimately, well, Clara got so much fucking screen time that it's difficult to even pull that, right? Like, is Clara not the longest? I mean, I
Oh.
guess Amy and Rory are,
Oh.
but like,
Well, they're like the same,
both
aren't they?
have-
They're the same.
they're both like 2.5. Yeah. Well, Clara probably a bit longer
Well,
because
actually,
she's
Tyler,
invaded a little
I
bit.
think Yaz is the
Yeah.
longest running companion,
You are correct in that,
which is not
which
good.
is a devastatingly disappointing statement considering what we were going to say about her later.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to be like mean. I'm not going to. I don't hate Yaz.
I am because
Fine.
like I will say other things, but ultimately Clara, when Pink was around, was actually a character. She was really good.
That's what I mean. When Clara was just a human, it was good.
Yeah, and it's like people talk like the guy who talked about Powder Era being absolute peak, which we'll probably maybe bring up in a little bit. But like Clara in like the two-parter season is essentially like falling off the deep end. Is the point, right? Like she's kind of just abandoned life as a human. Like she doesn't go back anymore. She just like lives on the adventures. But ultimately, that is so thoroughly subtext that it's difficult to do anything with, right? And once again, Clara with Smith was terrible, and honestly, they shouldn't have fucking done it. I think Smith would have been better either just continuing with Amy and Rory for the whole fucking time, because I really wouldn't have hated that. That like ultimately
or
those
just
three
like
are so like
Strax.
connected to each other. Yeah, or just like no one. I think that would have been an interesting thing for Smith.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, not Clara basically.
I've actually forgot.
and
Actually, no, I
not,
haven't
like,
forgotten who's next,
lightly
Tyler.
liking each
I
other.
think the next one's another wolf tier.
Oh yeah. Who is next?
Who do you think?
Great intelligence.
No, it's not the Great Intelligence. It's
should
Brian
be on there,
Williams.
but-
It's Brian.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
I mean,
Brian
this
Williams.
is actually the most similar to Wilf, actually. That's in Wilf tier.
Yeah, I mean Brian Williams ultimately like people uneducated people, and this was me like before I educated myself, but they're like, oh, Chibnall wrote him, so he's trash. But I realized that
I realised that
Chibnall's
this is
bad at,
actually
like,
Chibnall's best
storyline.
character.
No, I wouldn't say that. But I would say that, like, yeah, Brian Williams is just a joy to be around, even though both of the episodes he was in fucking suck.
No!
Like,
Well, okay, no,
seriously.
sorry. Okay, Power of Three. I really like stuff like that. And I do. I really like it, except the ending. Actually, that's it.
Yeah,
but
because apparently the the actor who
Yeah,
played
Stephen
like the
Burkoff.
evil guy at the end,
Oh,
he was
Coast
a
Guard helicopter.
fucking nightmare to work with.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, his last name's literally Burkoff. I mean,
and yeah, dinosaurs on a spaceship was literally a shit idea from the beginning.
it did have David Bradley in it though.
Yeah, I guess who they then recast as
The first
the fellow
Doctor.
in another not great one. But
He's also
Well,
Brian
yes.
Williams is also Ron Weasley's dad.
yeah, he's apparently very good at playing dads.
Wholesome dads.
Very compelling, kind, funny dude.
Because if I were to do a Harry Potter character tier list with a similar like tier setup, there would be a Wilf tier or like equivalent, and he would be in the like Hagrid tier, I guess, is probably what it would be, or something like that. It's the same kind of thing. But yeah, that's Brian Williams. Easy stuff. Okay, this is a nice one. It's Kate Stewart. It's Kate Stewart.
Oh, this is.
Some people really don't like her. Some people.
I can confidently say that I have not formed any opinion on her. I
Okay.
am impressively neutral on her existence.
I think this is an example. Unlike Clara, who I'm still a bit weirded out at being there, because Clara's a very unstable character. Unlike Kate Stewart, who is a very stable character, but she sort of runs very like at a very consistent pace, but it's a slow pace. I think it's just a flat B.
She's done the most and is probably at her best in the era where we're not allowed to talk about, right? 60th and now the new, I think actually.
Well, she does have some good.
The most prevalent.
Well, she has some decent stuff in Capaldi's era.
Sure, she's there when some cool stuff occurs.
Yeah.
So there's that, but no, I think she's fine there.
All right.
It's only the middle, not including Wilf tier, which you shouldn't. It's not too bad.
It's fine. I mean, I guess he's next. You mentioned him a couple of seconds ago.
Great intelligence.
Oh yeah, it's a great intelligence.
F tier.
Really? I mean, I did it myself, but I did it myself.
Yeah, you did it automatically. There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Apart from the fact that
nothing there.
Richard E. Grant played the Doctor at one point in something, and that was like shown in Rogue.
Right. Yeah.
Which was weird.
Yeah.
So good on him, I guess.
Then,
the thing is, this is also, in my opinion, this is also the guy that he plays who isn't the Great Intelligence, but also is the Doctor guy, who's in the Christmas special, and then the name of the Doctor. But
yeah.
It doesn't change anything.
Well, they're the same guy, I think.
It's kind of harsh because because he is good. He's a good actor, but
sure. But name the Great Intelligence's character.
People babbity
say
people.
one trait.
People boop.
Exactly. It's not good.
All right, I'm just gonna try and sneak this one in. Not that,
right, buddy.
Not that one. Not that.
Yeah, fucking porridge. You have 3 seconds.
Until what?
To put the next one on, or I'm deleting him.
Fuck. War Doctor.
War Doctor. He was cool.
War Doctor
right.
is awesome. First of all, John Hurt, rest in peace. Fucking great job. The fact that he felt like the Doctor, because he did. He
felt like he had always been the Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he felt like the embodiment of old Who, right? Or like the kind of the feeling you get from it. Like it's just like an old dude.
Yeah, and this is what I meant by how I think the Day of the Doctor benefited from having him instead of Christopher Eccleston, because I think with Eccleston it would have been like they would have all been too similar. But
they would have been able to do probably the best stuff where he was like he's younger than all of them, yet he's the oldest, and like called them out for being childish, like stuff like that. Like I think that stuff hit hard and wouldn't have worked and wouldn't have even been a thing.
Yeah. Also, one of the coolest introductions for a character, like ever, in my opinion, in the Name of the Doctor, when it's like.
Or he's just there in the time stream for some reason.
Yeah.
Fuck right off.
What?
Not in any way, shape, or form. That thing fucking blew.
We've talked. No, fuck you. What are you talking about? You have brain damage. We've talked about how that's how amazing that is, and you're like, yeah, that was awesome. That went hard.
It made no fucking sense. That whole scene was terrible. Like, the Great Intelligence is jumping in the time stream, and it's like, oh no, and then Clara jumps in, it's like, oh no, and it's like she'll die, and she doesn't die, and then the Doctor jumps in, it's like, oh, you'll definitely die, you're jumping in your own time stream, and then nothing happens, and then John Hurt's just there, and it's like, okay, and then nothing, it's just it, that's just it ends. It's a terrible scene, terrible season. Fuck that. But John Hurt in the 50th was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I actually love him. I think he's amazing.
Oh my!
I think he's brilliant. But where does he go?
A probably, right?
Fine.
Or S if you're down. But
Well,
once again,
kind of.
I'm not sure there's enough for S.
Well,
I just feel like there's.
you say that, but Vincent Van Gogh is there.
Yeah, because I still think there's enough. Because it's Van Gogh. He's a real bloke.
It's a real bloke.
Real stand-up bloke. Oh, I made my thumb bleed.
You mean your thumb bleed?
What's next? I picked at the sides and now there's a gaping wound.
Shut up. Osgood. Good.
This is like just like Osgood, right? This is the other Osgood and the other Osgood.
Yes, this is just Osgood all in one.
I think Osgood is S tier.
Whoa! Let's go. Okay, I disagree. But sure.
Well, realistically, her like in her first introduction was already kind of cool. Like she's a bit of a Doctor Who nerd, right? Well, not cool, but like she's like she's a Doctor Who nerd. She's got the scarf. She's like in Halo. She's like
In Halo.
But then like
What the fuck?
yeah, Doctor Who nerd.
They all
But
have
then
asthma.
like becomes the like I don't know a message, right? The whole Zygon thing
Yeah.
goes pretty fucking hard.
Yeah, she's great.
Like how she's just like it doesn't matter. Like
and then,
which one's real. It just
Missy
doesn't
throws her out of
matter.
the plane.
Oh, didn't she? Oh, did she throw her plane or evaporates her?
Yeah, evaporates.
I think she
her.
evaporates her. But then obviously the other one survives, which we don't know who that is. The Doctor says that it's like the Zygon would have changed back with the other one being dead, but she was like, "No, I've done something to where that wouldn't matter."
Yeah,
And he was like,
which
okay.
definitely implies that it's a Zygon that's still alive.
Kind of, yeah. Or it just it says like the Doctor's kind of been like thinking that it's been the real one the whole time, and like letting them think he doesn't know.
I mean,
but
the
then
point
one was like,
kind of is that it doesn't matter.
The point is entirely that it doesn't matter. They're the same person either way. And now at this point, it could be two Zygons that are just taking that form. No one fucking knows. It doesn't matter. They're just still Osgood. I just think it's a really fucking interesting character, which we'll probably never see again.
Yeah, but I'm really not feeling S tier.
No.
I think that's pretty excessive.
Alright,
Look, she's doing a good job if she's an A tier, all right? There we go. That's fine, right? Be happy there. Anyone should be happy to be there. Like the general. It's the general. Look, it's him. You remember him?
what am I looking at here?
The general.
It's all pixels. Is that from? Is he Gallifrey?
Yeah. He's the Gallifreyan general, and he was in the Day of the
He's the guy that
Doctor
gets shot.
and Hellbent.
Yeah.
I like him. I really like him. I don't know why. I find him very
Oh,
compelling.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's fine. Bring it up a notch. Handles.
Get rid of Handle. I mean, actually, no. Fucking put him in W. No, give him back. Put him in W. So it's just another one of those things that Moffat seemed to did for some reason. It's like just add a new character that the Doctor is apparently known for like ages, just for no reason.
Yeah, but Handles is like a good
all the
one.
Fantastic together.
Handles is just funny. He's just cool and funny. Voiced by fucking Phone Jacker. I that guy's crazy. Oh, hold on. Am I right in what I just thought? I am right, Tyler. The time has come.
Time is now. The time is here.
The time is for 12 to appear.
Yeah.
Boom. Look at that, old man.
Yeah.
The goat.
Yeah. S tier.
The goat. Well, okay. Hold on. So the thing about Capaldi is that he is
The best.
he is
Doctor.
consistent, but only within each series. He's very different in all 3 seasons that he's in. You know, he's like in his first one, he's
wrote him
mean the whole
differently.
time, then he's crazy the whole time, and then he's nice the whole time and blind. So
I just I think I don't know, like the way the YouTube essay guy is basically that Valdi was trying to find out who the fuck he was like the whole time, and then in the final series he'd finally figured it out. So he like chilled out a little bit basically, and he realized that he's just like the Doctor. He's not inherently a good man. He's just the Doctor. But basically, in all three of those stages, he was still a fucking miracle to watch. Right?
Yeah, he's just
still,
so he just has it. Capaldi is
and it's like
the best actor who has played. Actually, okay, I say that. John Hurt is probably like more arguably the best actor who's played
Sure,
Doctor
but-
from prolific, like just like body of work and whatnot. But obviously main Doctor.
he's the biggest actor to play the Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Capaldi. Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot more people are waking up to how fucking good Capaldi's. The thing is, Capaldi's era is still ultimately probably not great. Like it has probably some of the most
Yeah.
worst episodes, but like Capaldi is just like you don't fucking notice. It's just like with Capaldi there, it's just like you're in maybe a mid-ass episodes, and all of a sudden Capaldi has said the most impactful words ever spoken on TV.
Well,
and it's
that's
like,
the
alright,
Zygon
cool.
stuff, isn't it? Which is
Thanks,
actually,
Capaldi.
I suppose the Zygon stuff's actually pretty good as far as
It's
that
not
season
actually
goes.
that bad.
It's not bad at all, but
Yeah.
that speech is insane.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's probably the best Doctor speech.
It's like-
I think.
It is like a Doctor moment, like in like top 3. Like
Also,
like,
his very
foundational.
initial introduction is very good in Day of the Doctor, and that's why I like the General, because he's the one who says
Yeah.
no all 13.
Yeah, fucking slugs.
Very
Yeah.
good, very good stuff. But I'm not wrong though. He is very different between each series,
Yeah,
and it's not a problem. I thought it's worth mentioning.
it's not like I don't know. It's not like for no reason really. It's like the first season. It's him kind of like it seems like Moffat took a real like direct approach on regeneration as a thing and how it would completely change a person and the way that they think. Like he didn't, he messed around with it with the food scene in Smith, but like this time it was like, it's foundationally changed who he is as a person, and it spent like most of his time trying to figure that out. And in the first season, yeah, he's really callous. And then the second season, he thinks he's gonna die soon, so he just starts messing around. I don't know. It's just no matter what, he fucking nails it. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. He's definitely S, and
Yeah.
he can't go any higher than S. So there's no real point debating too much. But
No.
I guess it's more, compared to the
Oh
other
look, no, I
Doctors,
mean
it's
I have
like-
no desire to bring him down.
No. It's just I don't know. It's like you put them next to each other, Capaldi and Tennant. It's like someone's better. But it's difficult
It doesn't
to say.
actually it doesn't actually feel wrong to me. I think Tennant is so much so bolstered by popularity that I can easily have them two being S tier together. My conscience is clear.
Yeah. All right.
Danny Pink.
Even though I think when Danny Pink is around, Clara's at his best. It doesn't mean I like Danny Pink that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Danny is sometimes really annoying. Actually, in fact, my favorite version of Danny is actually not Danny. It's his like fucking like descendant who goes to like the edge of the universe
Awesome.
in Listen. Yeah,
Awesome Pink.
yeah. I think the problem is it's not that he knows, right? He doesn't know really who the Doctor is and why he should respect the Doctor. But like the stuff in the TARDIS when he's like mocking him pretty fucking badly, and it's like Danny, I'm not Danny.
It's like
Come
if
on.
Rory never actually like spent any time with the Doctor, basically, right? It's just like like he has a bad impression of him, and he never really changes that, right? Like he never spends time with the Doctor to understand. Ultimately, he does good. He just only ever saw him like at his worst, essentially.
Is it too late to start doing this?
But no, you can't be doing that.
No, it's too late.
I think he's still not that bad though. As a character, yeah, he can be annoying, but his influence on that series is really good, right? And his ending is fucking fantastic.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Him
I know someone who there's someone who really doesn't like
too.
that. I think it's Doctor Who fan actually. I think mainly
Well, he
because of
doesn't
the
like
thing with
any of New Who, so it
yeah,
doesn't
he's a
matter.
fucking weirdo. We don't talk about him. Missy.
S tier.
Yeah, thank God. I was a bit I didn't know for sure what your position was. But I'm glad we can unite an understanding that Missy is the pinnacle of the Master. I guess.
While also being completely antithetical to the
Yeah.
Master as a
And
character.
I'll be upfront. This is riding on the performance, because Michelle Gomez is just insane and insanely good in this role.
Yeah.
Just the fucking most devious and compelling villainous
her
character,
season
but also
one,
with a genuinely good
season one
arc at
of
the same
Capaldi.
time. It's really crazy
Yeah.
good stuff.
Season 1 Capaldi, she's like, I think like more, the stereotypical Master, where she's like, like secretly plotting behind the scenes, and she hasn't actually
schemes.
revealed yet. And then like season 2, like well, season whatever, but like, Capaldi season 2, it's like playing around with her being more of like a not inherently the evil Master that you would fear, right? Like she's there in the Magician's Companion, kind of like helping them. And I think that actually is it. I don't think she appears again, but obviously then in season 3 Capaldi, it occurs, right? Like her arc.
Hey Missy.
And then her ending.
Hey Missy.
Hey Missy, you're so fine.
Missy,
so fine,
you blow my mind. Hey Missy. Yeah.
And ultimately, she is also quite hot.
What?
Moving on.
Courtney. James Corden.
Who the fuck is Courtney?
This is the student. She was in Kill the Moon.
Yeah.
And other things.
No. Moving on.
All right, cool. We could do better. We could do better than that. Rigsy. Oh yes, Rigsy. Yeah, though. Probably just be.
Yeah, Riggsy's fine. He's a cool guy.
I like Rigsy. I like Rigsy, especially because he's like essentially the main. Well, he's basically Clara's companion in Flatline, and that's a very good episode.
Yeah.
That's why I like Rigsy mainly, but that's fine. We don't need to spend too much time on him. Well, that's Santa Claus.
I mean, as mentioned, I like that episode.
It's also Nick Frost as Santa Claus, which is stupid.
Which is the perfect name.
I know, it's crazy.
Perfect.
It's like, I mean, I always forget the Nick part as well. I always forget.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Nick Frost.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I really like him. He's obviously not going to be that too high, but it's fucking Santa Claus. And I don't know. I think it's up to you, because I think he doesn't deserve to be that high, but I want him to be.
That's fine. It's fine. You can do that. Because we get to be. I think we're going to be a bit harsh now on someone, because it's this idiot. It's me. Or a shield here.
I think it's like they really tried to make an interesting character, and they really failed.
I haven't used a C tier in
like
a while.
Really morally complex character, where it's like really challenging the Doctor's morals and her morals, and like the concept of immortality as a whole, and just it's completely not as important as it should be, really. But also, I wouldn't want it to be that more important.
No, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, no. C.
Yeah, but now we get to move towards the end of that series, sort of almost starting to transition because it's Nardole time.
Oh no, Nardole, my love. I mean,
so we kind of, I think, didn't we kind of said it to ourselves, didn't we? That he was like a Wilf tier character or something, but.
I think Wilf is probably the most. Well, the thing is he has enough substance behind him. What the thing is, Wilf does as well. That's the thing.
But Wilf,
like,
that's why the tier exists, though.
Yeah, but he's like just not. He's like one of the least important companions that is still like a proper companion, right? Like he's like Rory, but if only like the first season of Matt Smith occurred, right? Like he's just kind of there for some of it, but fucking hell, is he not great while he's there for some of it, right?
Yeah, never a moment where I am not happy to see Matt Lucas.
Yeah, and his arc is just fucking like good, right? It's just like, like he's a bit of a dick, but then ultimately in the end he kind of sacrifices himself. Like the way the Doctor put it is like really, really fucking cool. Like one of us has got to like stand here and like die fighting an army of Cybermen, and the other has to like take care of all the people. Like, which one of us is braver, right? That kind of thing. It's like fucking went hard. And then Nardole went to look after other people, and I don't know. It's just he's like a quotation comedy relief, right? But also he's just a real one. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, okay,
like,
so
A is too
I mean,
low. That's the thing, but maybe S is probably not quite fair.
No, that's the thing. It's weird, isn't it?
I think Wolf tier is correct because we're obviously using Wolf tier as something substantial because that's fucking weird. Smith is. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think he is above A. I think it's just like that's.
It's like
Well, I guess actually it's just there's some people in A that I really don't agree with. I think that's something I'm just realizing, but I won't go into it. But like, yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah.
There we go.
Not all.
There we go. Not all. Okay. Yeah. I mean, as much as I like the episode, I don't like the fact that we actually do kind of have to do this because he's like a main character for an episode. It's the guy. It's the ghost. Because in the Return of Doctor Mysterio, that's not the guy's name. He's just the ghost.
Oh, the superhero.
Yeah.
Fucking T. Fuck that guy. Who gives a shit?
He played Goku
in
in the live action Dragon Ball movie. Anyway, whatever. Fuck it. Bill.
Esther.
Yeah. Okay. Easy.
Yeah, she's
easy.
Fucking brilliant.
If anything, if anything more, I mean, she has the benefit of being concise, I guess, being contained to one series actually, which makes her more seamless than arguably Amy and Donna, to be honest. But that's only considering you got one series.
She was there. She was brilliant. And then she died, and then she got to have
she had a really good arc, a really good arc because
spirit.
she had a very strange ending and sort of state that sort of what her character became was very strange and interesting, but she still wasn't a chosen one or anything like that.
No, she was just a victim essentially who got then saved by just a pile of water. It was. She was just very good. I don't think anyone disagrees with that, right? Like Bill was really fucking solid.
Yeah.
And shockingly good representation from Moffat, right? Like he didn't play too many Moffatisms, which is surprising.
I would ask you what you mean by that, but maybe we don't need to talk about that.
Like the two women from the Patagosta gang are a bit odd. like Penny is often not wearing many clothes.
Jenny. Okay,
That's the one.
sure.
But Bill is just like a very respectable.
We've got the
modern
first
day-
Doctor,
Oh,
as played by David
No.
Bradley. No?
oh no. Well, he's just a racist who asked about a search history. Like,
Yeah, so as far, my understanding of this is that he's a bit of a bastardization of the first Doctor.
yeah. And the episode itself is not
I
that great.
think
It's not too bad.
I would be more comfortable if we just didn't bother.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Which means we now finally get to move on to the last stretch. The final run.
Here we go.
Why is it not working? There she is. Jodie Whittaker.
All right.
Okay.
I feel like we should preface this with
We like
Chibnall era.
women.
that too, but the Chibnall era is not that as bad as people make it out to be. With that being said, Whittaker is the worst Doctor.
Yes.
Of New Who. There was not really a point in time where I was like, "Oh, this is the Doctor." She never really did much doctoring. She blew up a dude who was fighting for workers' rights. She just let a bunch of spiders suffocate to death. Didn't at any point in time punish the billionaire who was making it all happen. I just was like, this doesn't strike me as particularly Doctor-like. And she, I don't know. It
So-
was not bad, full of energy still, which is, I think, handy. But yeah, no. What's the lowest? Is B, right? There's no Doctor in B.
There's no Doctor in B, and
I
well,
think
there is if you count
it is.
him.
Yeah, which is probably about right. They felt about as similar as Doctors as
Yeah, I think I'm in a nice mood when it comes to it. Not a nice mood. I don't mind being nice to Whittaker because I don't dislike her. But
No, it
Yeah.
was always the writing.
it's like it's the difference between it's not that she's the worst Doctor by far, but she's still easily the worst Doctor. It's like an easy thing
It's
it's an
just kind
easy
of like-
it's an easy claim to make, but she's not like disastrously bad. But it's still very black and white. She is the worst of the bunch.
It just
unfortunately.
feels like all of the Doctors had something, right? Like Eccleston had, he was just
Well, yeah, she had the
perfect for the
fam.
first one. Yeah, which wasn't good. But
Yeah.
he was the first one, and he perfectly casted the shadow over the next the modern Doctor, right? What that kind of should be. Tennant is the Doctor. Matt Smith is just unbearably fun, to be around.
Unbearably fun.
and then- Yeah, Capaldi was just fucking an absolute I don't know. He felt like he'd been training his entire life for this performance.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
and then I don't know. Whittaker followed up. I think that's kind of the problem. But I think Capaldi was just too much of a fucking boot to fill. It's rough from that point on, really.
Great.
But, Graham. Now here, this
Do we
is
want to
handy
be? Do we want to
because
be
I think-
real or silly?
No, I want to be honest. I'll admit that the companions aren't that bad at all in Chibnall era. There's
No.
only really one that's particularly bad, and Graham is not that one. Graham in season 1 is pretty fucking perfect.
Graham's.
I would
Yeah,
say
I mean,
in
Graham,
episode 1,
Graham
he's a
has the
little weird.
benefit of being. I forgot his name.
Yeah,
But, he's
people like him.
obviously very famous. He's
Yeah.
like a TV presenter.
He's in the chase.
Bradley
He's
Walsh.
also in EastEnders, I think.
Bradley Walsh.
Yeah.
Got the benefit of being Bradley Walsh. He was just
He-
obviously a charismatic person for obvious reasons.
Yeah. But him and obviously Ryan is very important to this. Him and Ryan's arc in the first series of Whittaker is actually very good.
It is.
Just straight up.
It is quite good.
like them, bonding, and him finally like calling him grandpa and stuff like that. The first episode forces it a bit weird, like their relationship is like very unrealistically hostile to then convey eventually they get closer. The only problem is they don't get worse in the second season. They just don't do anything and don't need to be there. There's no progressing the arc. They literally are just there. But then at the end, they leave, and then like it was at that point that I realized, holy shit, I like Graham and Ryan, but which we'll get to.
I mean, I like Graham from the start. Like,
no, yeah, but I'm like, oh shit, I miss him. Like
Yeah.
it was like him and
you know,
Ryan
because
on the
he does
hill.
come back in. Actually, the weird thing about Graham's
Yeah, and I was
weird
like,
because
yeah.
Graham's weird because he comes back in the Power of the Doctor and actually does stuff.
Yeah, he just appears, and because it is implied that when they left it, they're just like going to be doing some Earth stuff, like they're looking on like news to find some interesting stuff to do. And yeah, it just like picks up from there basically that he's like involved in like trying to help with whatever's going on, and then he sets up like a Doctor Who fucking.
Yeah, and I
Like,
think all of this,
support
Tyler,
group.
I think this is why I want to be, real, because I mean, I think not that it would be a joke necessarily, but I think it is more beneficial. I think more complementary to this era to give a more direct rating, which is A.
Yeah,
Graham?
I think ultimately the fact that the second season he's in, he has no reason to be there, and there's no arc or anything. It can't be S, but yeah, no, there is actually nothing wrong with him, which I think is even when people were shitting on the series, they were like they enjoyed him still. But the second thing is, I think is he next? Is
Ryan,
Ryan? Ryan is also just as good.
just as good.
As a character, if not better. But
Okay.
like,
Okay, sorry. Okay. You said if not better. How much do you believe that?
well, Ryan's arc continues. It's slightly into season 2. His whole dad thing, right? That does carry over slightly. Like his whole problems with his father and like his relationship with him and stuff like that. Like that is actually, I think that is in the second season. Like it continues. So he actually has a reason in the second season to be continuing to stick around. Or at least like there's a reason to be watching him. There is a plot. So that's why I think but like I don't know, they're both really good, and I'm glad they left together because their arcs are very heavily tied together.
Yeah.
And like as characters, which is interesting. Like a step granddad and grandson dynamic that's not something you would expect.
Yeah, I
in
guess I'll
Doctor
say
Who.
this. I mean, even though I much prefer Graham, I think there's just an objective argument they should be in the same tier. Except for the
I think
fact
they
that
hold each
Graham
other
does
up
show
really
up in the
well.
Power of the Doctor, and he's like very good also in that scene of the companion talk group thing at the end as well.
I don't think that's enough. That's why he's been raised out of B. I think it's just like I just think that was another good moment for him that I guess Ryan didn't get. Right? It's like I think they're both still just as good as each other.
Yeah.
Just one's Bradley Walsh and
Yeah.
appeared again. The problem is, and is
Shit! I thought I might have done it by accident. Not him.
Sorry again.
That. I mean, that would have been better. Yeah. So, yeah, it's Yaz.
I think Yaz is single-handedly the reason why people think Chibnall's companions are shit, or like his writing of companions.
So
is shit,
hold on,
because
am I allowed
ultimately
to?
Yaz is-
Do you agree? It's really just because of there's too much. Is the main reason, not the main reason, but I think her being around for so
Yaz-
long.
Yaz is there the whole
Tainted.
time.
Oh, I thought you were saying
and-
that. Yeah, it sounded like you were talking to someone. I mean, she's around for too long to be written well for that long.
No, dude, Yaz didn't have an arc in season 1, and then season 2, and then season 3. Yaz literally at no point in time had anything. I don't think. There was no.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Only in
I mean,
Flux
sorry.
did it start playing around with a
Yeah,
romance.
yeah, but
right?
look, Yaz
Which I
is
think if they had
there.
actually started doing earlier, would have been better.
Yaz is there because they're just, I don't know, there has to be a female companion, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a
it really would have been better. Also for Whittaker, by the way, it would have been better for her Doctor as well if it was just Graham and Ryan, and also just Dan. Probably.
I mean, maybe. Or I feel like that it'll be like, that they've just switched the roles, right? Now the female's a doctor and they only have male companions. I feel like, like Yaz would have been fine. It's just
Okay, then maybe I guess because the fam should have been gone in one sweep then, or something. I don't know. And then with like the Flux could have been a combination of her being alone, but also just coming across Dan somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. It is really just that Yaz. There's just no reason most of the time for her to be there. And then, in Flux, it is slightly implied and then heavily implied at the very end of Romance.
The ranking of this is mostly up to you, I think.
I think she's C.
Yeah, okay. That's what I think as well. It makes the most sense. What? We don't need to. Somebody who don't need to try really. Look at this fucking idiot, guy with the teeth all over his face. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
James Corden,
yeah. James Corden. That is James Corden. Ryan's nan. Ryan's nan.
She's fine. Right? There's nothing wrong with her.
No.
She's a nice lady.
She dies.
That's her thing.
She dies, and that's a good plot device. Her dying.
Yeah. That was like the main reason why those two got on the TARDIS to kind of get away from it, really. Like
Tyler, what about because the problem with this is Yaz's family are recurring. So we got Yaz's mum.
Doesn't mean they do anything. All right, name one thing Yaz's mum did.
Goes in C tier. That's what she did. She jumped into the C tier.
No, seriously, name one thing.
Got Yaz's dad. He also jumped into the C tier.
Can't say the thing he did either, I assume.
We got Yaz's sister who did something, probably.
I think if you had Yaz's nan, then I'd be fair, but she was only in one episode.
If you had Yaz's nan, that'd be fair.
If you had Yaz's nan.
If you had Donald Trump.
Oh god.
There's only two options here, and it's James Corden or Wilf, and it's James Corden.
Yeah, he's not liked. Fucking yeah. No, get rid of your entire family.
And Yaz.
Maybe. But they literally, if you can't name a single thing they did. Go on. Yes, what I thought.
All right, fine. Okay. The Master. Sacha Dhawan's Master.
I think this is like Chibnall. Chibnall was like, "Fuck it, I know what the Master is."
Look, there's a master. There's a master ranking system, and the master ranking system is one of them is an S, one of them is an A, one of them is in B. I think.
Yeah.
And there we go.
He's probably the best Master, right? Like
probably,
the evil one.
Yeah.
But the best character, I think, is Missy. Because this dude's just fucking crazy and he's a cunt.
He's very
which I think
good.
is the point of the Master.
And he's a very good actor, by the way, because I knew that this guy was the Master for a while before I even started watching this era properly. When I got to Spyfall and I was introduced to his character, I wasn't like convinced that he wasn't the Master. I just thought I believe that he's not the Master though, because he's very good at pretending to not be the Master.
Yeah, and then the facade drops and he just goes full Joker.
It's me, the Master, and I'm here to ruin your day.
Yeah, just like that.
But all jokes aside,
the
he is
Doctor
actually
revealed him for what he truly is.
Yeah, I mean, look, he is genuinely good though. He is one of the he's one of the really good parts of this era. I guess that would make him one of the best.
Yeah.
Do we care to talk about him any more than that though?
So I guess we're in the middle one now because Spyfall.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
What is that?
It's him.
Oh, it's him.
The Lone Cyberman.
I never got him, to be honest with you. I think it might have been a me problem. But I don't get like people think he's a good character.
Do they?
He appeared like twice.
Sorry, I don't watch Doctor
Yeah,
Who
people
content.
think he's really like interesting and cool, but it's just like he's I don't think his history is he's just a Cyberman whose emotions didn't really get blocked. I think that's it. And it's that he was chasing after the Cyberium or
I don't
whatever the fuck
remember.
that stupid thing's called. That
I
MacGuffin's called.
not only do I not remember, I definitely did not pay enough attention during this stuff.
Yeah, this was probably the part the worst. Because the first season had like a bunch of new stuff, which while not most of it wasn't great, at least it was all kind of new and fresh, and the historical
Yeah, the
was
second
solid.
series it had the Master,
the second series-
but that's it.
Yeah, and now the Cyberman.
But
you literally.
I mean, I'm talking about good. I'm talking about good.
Cyberman.
I'm talking about good. I mean, in terms of what it handles, good.
parts. Yeah. Well, technically, the episode where he was in, the haunting of Hotel, well, not hotels, it's the manor of fancy Italian or French word. The haunting of so forth episode is actually, I think, highly rated. People think it's actually quite good. But I disagree, and I think he kind of blows. But yeah, no. Moving forward.
Did I? Oh, well,
Actually,
we haven't ranked him.
Then I don't know. See,
Yeah. See for Cyberman.
I'm personally not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it get better now? It does get better. It gets much better. Dan! Stan!
All right, mate. I'm from Liverpool.
Oh, I love Dan. I love that. Can I say something? John Bishop is a good-looking bloke.
He's a very good-looking bloke. He is.
And he makes that accent work. But what is he though?
He is solid. I mean, like,
He's actually pretty solid though. I genuinely like Dan.
I think he's
I don't
A,
adore
right?
Dan.
He's-
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
A is actually fine. I think it's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like you technically could do better. Well, like within one season, like Bill was obviously perfect, but like Dan was just there, even for the ride. Had a good time, learned some stuff.
Made
did some
friends with a
things.
dog.
Yeah,
Well, actually, he didn't. I think
made
the dog
begrudging
never liked
friends
him.
with the dog.
There's the dog. He's there. It's the dog.
I liked him.
The dog's good. I don't know what to do with him though. I don't know because
I think B is fine.
yeah, A's probably a step too far for the dog.
I think, yeah, I think we said it already, but Fluxy is probably the best part of Chibnall.
Yeah, I
and
tell you what's
honestly,
not good
it's
about
like
it is these fucking idiots. So here's Swarm.
those antagonists. Just fucking James Corden.
Both of them.
You
Well, yeah,
fucking-
they'd be the same tier.
Yeah, I mean, they what even? They never. It was never even. It was never.
It's almost
I don't
zero.
think they ever said, right?
Also,
I don't
I
even
couldn't
know.
tell time, but yeah, they don't look good. It's a pretty bad effect actually.
I think I liked what they were going for, like a gemstone creature, right? But it didn't nail it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. There's gonna be a lot of reoccurring characters in this, isn't there?
No, it's not
No?
many more. There's not many more at all.
Should be like at least like 4 more, 5 maybe.
Well, there is. Vinder.
All right. Then. Cinder is perfectly fine.
Vinder is perfectly fine, as Tyler just said.
Yeah.
I have
I
no
think that
issues with
is
Vinder.
the,
I have I would say exclusively positive feelings for Vinder. Actually, no, sorry, exclusively neutral and positive feelings. Nothing negative though.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He was there. He did some things. He showed up. He has a kid. That's cool.
Got a kid.
He
he's
also
got-
shows up again.
Yeah.
in,
That's
like,
that's
the-
why. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
I like the Fugitive Doctor.
Oh right, I forgot about
Yeah.
her.
Well, yeah. So it's a
Oh,
weird time. It should have been earlier, really.
Yeah. I guess I feel like we're gonna get cancelled if we put a lower than like A or something. But
Why?
I don't know. I just
I
feel like
don't
this
give
one
a
in
shit about
particular-
her.
No, neither
I don't
do I.
care.
Which
I
is
don't care.
problem.
I'm not like I'm not against it. At all, in fact. But I don't give a shit.
no. Yeah, no. Screw that. Leave her there.
Jericho.
Alright. All right, W tier. Love Jericho.
Gibbs.
Oof.
It's Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean. Gibbs.
I feel like you are missing someone, or you just still haven't done it yet.
Who?
How many left now?
3.
Okay, that actually you're probably gonna be alright.
No, say it. 'Cause it might not have, I might not have it.
The Doctor's mum? Quotation marks.
What? Who?
The Doctor's mum. Quotation marks. The one who, at the end of Timeless Child, takes her in, and then is revealed to be the one in charge
series
of
is this?
the big bad company. So it was at the end when the Timeless Child revealed at the end of the second one.
That's 12 then.
She was shown first. Then she reappears as the head of the organization, whatever that's called, and the division, I think it was called, and it was her. And then she gets turned to whatever those gem people do to people. And technically she recurs twice. But if you forgot about it, I'm fine with it because it's not like I give a fuck.
Because the rest. Okay, so now we have Ace, who was in The Power of the Doctor.
Wait,
old New Who companion. What?
Oh right, okay. Are you not? What about the pregnant woman? Is she around?
Who?
The one that Vinfellow is kind of fine.
No, I left her out.
And who was trying to find him? Oh my god, you're so mean. I mean, it would have just been put next to him. Ace. I mean, what can we say about Ace? She's just like if we watched old Who, you fucking giddy for joy.
Yeah, the same with Tegan actually, because it's Tegan and Ace. They're both in it. Yeah. They do. I think they technically have to be there, but yeah. Well.
And who is the last one?
Oh fuck me! Do you want to guess? It's not. This isn't in chronological order.
Okay, you fucked something up. Is it the concept of time itself?
You won't be surprised, by the way.
All right, shoot, son.
Oh, fuck. Danny boy.
I should have seen that coming. Actually, yeah. That's up. Danny boy to the Doctor. Danny boy to the Doctor. Yeah.
Danny boy to the Doctor. Danny boy to the Doctor.
Didn't put Winston Churchill, but fucking Danny boy's there. Didn't put the woman who was in like every episode of Flux, but fucking Danny boy is there. Wow. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a character tier list. I am saddened by what we have done here today. I quite like it. Although I feel like the A tier is aged really fucking poorly.
The A tier is very strange.
Having
no. Sorry. I'm looking at it. I
like...
disagree completely. I think A tier is actually the best one.
I cannot stand the fact that the woman from Planet of the Dead is there.
It's fine.
Yeah, thank you. I just don't think she's on the same tier as the others. Oh, now Dan's there. This is really odd.
Next to Elton, which I think is good.
Elton, really? Yeah. I mean, Elton realistically is more of a Wilf tier, but we won't say it.
Yeah, but so's Dan.
Yeah, no, Jackie is the perfect mother figure one. She is really good at perfect at what she is, and those things. It's Tennant and Donna, fucking Rory and Amy, Vincent Van Gogh. I don't know. I think ultimately we're not here to be correct. We're here to be
true to ourselves.
Yeah. And this is what we think, realistically.
Yeah, there's some things like, I don't know exactly why I'm adding Kavarian and the Great Intelligence are in James Corden tier, but I also don't quite care enough either.
Name one motivation.
Eye patch.
You bastard. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Do you want to do a quick? Do you want to do a smash or pass?
All of the bald old men smash.
we can
Everyone
do it with
else
this.
pass. What's the objective?
And I'll just
here?
delete the ones that we say pass to.
All right. Well, smash. Eccleston.
Okay.
Smash.
This is okay.
Pass.
It's actually type. Oh, fuck's sake, man!
Oh.
Why don't? Okay, start. Okay, so let's start again.
Smash. Smash. Pass. Who's that, Mickey? Pass. Who? Pass. Right, pass. I mean, she seems quite nice, to be honest with you. Smash. Pass. I don't think I'd get a say in it. I think I'd probably smash. Nice bloke. I mean, it's talent. I'd fucking crawl over hot glass with my balls.
I mean, Tyler.
to
If
lick.
anyone's going to make you be okay with like having Shagex, it's probably Jack. Like, because he knows what he's doing.
He's probably hairless, right? He's like
Absolutely.
like
Speaking
speaking
of,
bow. I mean, yeah, any day, yeah. I feel weird saying smash about Sarah Jane.
you
But
shouldn't.
she is a very beautiful woman. But K9, I would marry. Is that on the table? Oh no!
Jake.
Get this fucker out of here! Get this fucker out of here! Yeah, no, smash, and then not that. And then smash.
Chip. Smash. What?
Yeah.
Don't accept.
Oh yeah, baby.
Right, Dalek Khan.
And then yeah, smash John Sim. He's handsome fella. I mean, she's just a bit attractive woman. I think that's how she got the role because he would marry on. Smash, yeah. I don't think Elton's interested. I think he wants to fuck a concrete slab, so I'm gonna have to pass. But smash. In respect, I will not say smash. But just know that, yeah. I mean, it's Kylie Minogue. I think there's an entire generation of men that have thought about it. Not our generation, mind you. I mean, he's a nice looking bloke. Smash.
What the fuck happened? Kylie, come back.
I know you clearly had strong feelings. That's how she got up a tier. Yeah, smash. I mean, she's an attractive woman. I mean, yeah, we're gonna skip to the Ood, please. Smash. Smash. Oh, he's a handsome bloke.
What? You're slipping. You're slipping.
What? You don't think Mr. Dr.
Fine,
Moon's
right,
a handsome
Davros.
bloke? He's a slightly less handsome bloke. I'll admit it. I won't.
Timothy
Alright,
Dalton.
He's a handsome.
You will.
Isn't she from Shaun of the Dead and that?
Yes.
She isn't she? Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh, if only. Oh no! Oh, if only. Yeah, sure, of course. He's a nice bloke. He'd be up for it. I wouldn't want to, but he'd be up for it. He's a cool guy. Pass. Oh, I passed on the old guy. Not.
Oh.
I didn't pass on Vincent. It's fucking Vincent. Look at him. Yeah, no, to get that fat fuck out of here.
Get that fat fuck out of here.
Yeah, I smashed the fuck out of that guy. We would have to get married first,
Father
obviously.
Octavian.
Yeah. His face is too weird. I can't get over. No, not Father Octavian. You fucker. That guy.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's an odd-looking bloke. No, thank you. Speaking of odd-looking blokes. Oh yes, he'd actually be down, which is handy.
Yeah, that's handy. Madame Rastra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only a lizard.
Jenny passed. I would pass on Jenny
Jenny's hot as
over
fuck.
Madame Rastra Strix.
I mean, that doesn't need to be said, really, does it? I want that potato inside me.
Damn it!
Get that pirate out of here.
Well, actually,
Fucking
Kazran, when he's like a young man, is actually fucking
Kazran,
very
he's
handsome.
a smoke show.
Don't call him that. Don't.
Get her out of here.
I'm not
Get
gonna let
her
you
out
say
of here
anything.
as
Shut
well.
the fuck up.
No.
Shut the fuck up. Brian.
You got rid of
Williams.
Amy.
I didn't get rid of Amy.
I want to be spooned by Brian. I don't want anything else. I just want to be
All right,
spooned.
I think that's technically a pass.
All right.
Kate.
She's pretty.
How? Well, yeah, but she's not young at all.
And the end
Fine.
of the world.
Great intelligence, Tyler. Great intelligence.
Get that Hugh Grant motherfucker out of here.
It's not Hugh Grant.
I've out of respect, I'm gonna have to pass. I want that little man inside me.
Can't allow that. Can't. Oscar.
I mean, I don't want to say it out
Fine.
loud, but there's two of them.
The general.
No, this guy's a recruit. Well, actually, now he's a black woman, so it works out. Handles. I do not want. You know, Medusa or Dusa from
Yeah.
fucking Hades. It would be like how you would imagine that.
Yes.
Which wouldn't be a pleasant situation for anyone involved, really.
No.
Capaldi, I want to be spooned with.
Hold on a
and
second.
Everything else.
Get rid of the child.
Okay. Is it child? I don't remember that.
Courtney. Yeah.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Thank God. Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, he's a handsome bloke. I've already made my thoughts clear on Missy. Riggsy, also a handsome bloke.
Santa Claus.
Nick Frost. I want him in the Santa cosplay.
I'm not sure if she was. She might have
been.
been a minor at the time, just for safety reasons. We're going to delete her.
Yeah.
Nardole.
Nardole. I want to smack that bald head of his.
All right. Grant. He might kill you. You might die.
Grant.
The
oh
ghost.
no! Fuck, that guy is weird as fuck.
Bill. It's a bit weird because she doesn't.
Not interested.
No.
She passed on me, so I guess that's can't.
The first Doctor.
A long dead man.
The 13th Doctor.
Really gonna have to think. Oh yeah.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Graham.
Oh yeah.
Ryan.
Oh yeah. Nah.
Right. Okay. Tooth Man.
Oh yeah.
No.
I want to lick all those teeth.
Graham's
What
wife.
is that? Oh
Ryan's...
no, I respect. No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, his mum.
No.
Yeah, his dad.
Yeah.
She might be a minor. I don't know. Trump.
No.
No. Master.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. Lone Cyberman.
Nah, fuck that. Lone
Dan?
Cyberman ass. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You could tell he's a sensual lover.
The dog.
I'm not a furry. I'm not a crystal fucker. That's the thing.
Vinda.
He's just a handsome bloke.
The fugitive Doctor.
He's a pretty lady.
Jericho.
I want this guy to raw dog me all night.
Ace. Orty.
Well, no. Neither.
Danny Boy.
I don't get a say in this.
There he is. All right. Thank you everyone for watching that fucking nonsense. That was not a good idea.
that was a big mistake.
Yeah.
All right. Look forward to the cancellation. See you never.
Of what?
See you on season 5.
Of us?
Yeah.
I think we're season 5 of
next
what?
week.
Oh shit! Yeah, that.
Prop Galactic, the thing that we normally make videos on.
Yeah, but I was just
If you
seasons. I was
enjoyed,
thinking TV shows.
Yeah. Which I guess we got to watch the final of season 1
God.
of Disney Who today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that while I eat dinner, which I'm probably gonna be starting any minute now. This has taken a while.
It has.
Oh. We glad you showed up. Thanks for that. Is that it? Have you ended the video? Harry? 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 Have you ended the video, Harry? 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 Please tell me you've ended the video, Harry.